Hello everybody, good morning, good evening, welcome from wherever you are. We are continuing the CPL 6 finals cast today. Of course, as you all saw yesterday, the match has been decided. IKEA has taken it home very convincingly so far. But we are not going to stop, we are going to cast every game. I'm Nebula, I'm joined today by Gorgonov. Hey Gorgonov, how you doing?
Yo,
It has
it's
been a
been
while.
a minute.
It has, but a legend of CPL casting in your own right. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Only
And tell you what, even though I was informed about 60 seconds before I started that this was already decided, I am just as hyped for this. So
Yeah, there's going to be some sick
let's go.
games, absolutely. So we are going to cast them all anyway, as I said, and after the games are done, hang around because we are going to wrap up CPL Season 6. We're going to have Snipe on, we're going to talk about the results, who's the most improved player, and we're going to announce when CPL 7 is going to be, so don't miss that. But before then, we're going to get into these games, so let's start the first one.
All right, Eclipse. Not a bad map.
Yes, alright, so in the top right here, in the grey, very stylish colour for Protoss, we have Least. It's the organizer. Oh, we have Lag. We have Lag, that's our new competitor here. I'm just going to set that latency, see if I can overcome. And in the top right, in the grey, we have Least, the organizer of the RSL himself, in fact, pillar of the community. And the bottom left, in the purple, we have Flazado from Team IKEA. Oh, the lag is continuing. Okay, there we go. We're good. Can you still hear me, by the way, Gorgonov?
Yeah, I can, and it's funny. It's not lagging a ton for me, but
Oh. Okay, technical difficulties here at CPL. Hang on, we'll see if it calms down. Alright. As I was saying, in the bottom left, in the purple, we have Flazado from IKEA. Definitely one of the hardest working Protoss players in CPL this season. Practices a lot, has improved a huge amount. We might have an issue here. You know what, Gorgonov? Shall we try with you hosting the replays instead? Do you think that would work?
it's worth a shot, I
Yeah.
guess.
Alright, bear with us, guys. Technical issues continue. We will try and resolve this. So we're going to quit. I'll send him to you.
ready.
Alright guys, sorry about that. Some technical difficulties there, but we believe we have found a solution. So we're going to go straight back in to Flazado versus Least and get that first game started here on Eclipse. So, as I was saying, here in the top right, in the grey, we have Least, the organizer of RSL, and the bottom left, in the purple, we have Flazado from Team IKEA. And as I was saying, before we got cut off before, Flazado are very hard working. I know he's practiced a lot this season. He's sought a lot of coaching, so really working on improving himself hard. But I should say that Least no slack either. He's been in CPL for a little while, and he's definitely moved up the tiers to end up in tier 1 now. So he's definitely doing it as well. So we're going to have an intense PvP here. Gorgonov, Eclipse PvP, you know what the #1 strategy is, right?
Well, of course.
The #1 strategy on any map,
gates.
really, right?
I mean, double gate, of course.
Yeah, 9-9 proxy, I want to see it. But neither player doing it this time. Looks like they're going to go into, like, well, I'm loath to say an actual game, that's a misrepresentation, but they're going to go into a game that lasts more than 5 minutes here. Lucky for us who are watching the game. So, I know IKEA, Least and Flazado have clashed before, I believe in the King of the Tiers 1 this season, I'm not sure. But they definitely have clashed before, and I believe Least was victorious. So Flazado looking for a bit of revenge here, I think. By the way, people in the stream, is the sound balance okay? Can you hear Gorgonov and hear me?
Yeah, I mean, jokes aside, of course, proxy gates in PvP are just not that good on ramped maps, of course. So, okay, it's like this screen for me. Okay, it's back. It was black for a little bit.
Oh, yes, that's me minimizing looking at chat, sorry.
Okay, we sorted it out. Good. So, anyways, I assume both players just to go for, if they're going for 10-12 or just one gate, that'd be interesting to see who goes for, if anyone choose to go for a Pressure Zealots.
So far, Flazado no gas, right? So it looks like he will be getting that extra gateway. And you know, I like it. I mean, I guess on Eclipse, I like it a little bit less because it's a long rush distance, right? But in general, I think 10-12 is pretty good opening in PvP. Very robust. I'm intrigued we don't see pros do it that often. I mean, we do see them do it, but not very often compared to just normal Dragoon openings. I wonder why that is. Do you have any insight on that as a Protoss player? Because, you know, I'm just a Terran here in a Protoss world in PvP trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, I think one aspect is pros Goon Micro is absolutely insane.
Right.
So there's a lot they can do with that.
Look at this mana pile. Oh, nice mineral walk. But that's a nice mana pile by Flazado. Really just taking the opportunity there. Nicely done. Because that trap 2, it's in the perfect position there. So I'm impressed by Flazado seeing that opportunity there. Is he going to cancel? Oh, he finishes it. I'm intrigued about that. Because I would have thought when a Zealot's coming out, you know, which presumably he sees it so early, he builds the Zealot. It's not worth it. Is that right? Oh, loses the scouting probe. Unfortunate. Oh, you know what? This makes sense, actually. Because Flazado's putting pressure on with his own Zealots, Least Zealot can't hit that pylon.
Yeah, it looks like Flazado went for 5 Zealots. Sometimes you see only 3 Zealots being made off of 2 gates. 5 is also pretty common, but he's getting his gas. So it's a nice pressure opening.
So he's just going for 3 here? Is that what the gas indicates? Oh, the Zealot is getting wrecked right now. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, Least, no mercy. He's like, what are you doing, buddy? Why are you move commanding? I mean, I'm kind of questioning a little bit too. But I mean, the mana pylon still stands while all this is going on.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate glitch. He lost almost all his shields before he was able to get any shots off. And now Zealot's going to go down, so what started to be some good pressure with that nice mana pylon is not even going to get a probe with the Zealot, so...
Well, he has a spare. He has a spare. In his back pocket, he's like, hang on, I got another one. Oh, but also not being microed very much. He just kind of leaves it idle to die again as well. So, by the way, Least getting a Citadel right away here. I don't think Flazado actually saw that with those Zealots. Wow, sending that Good out. This might be a bit of a mistake from Least. He can try and send it across the map, but I mean, these Zealots should be able to do counter damage here, and they will definitely try to. And what do we have? The Cyber is finished for Flazado, so his own Goons will come out soon. Look at these Zealots doing a lot of damage while Least's Goon just runs away.
Yeah, this seems like a misstep from Least. He could have held the ramp and likely pushed these 2 Zealots away. Now they're getting some solid damage. Mana pylon's still up.
Yeah, he sees the Citadel though, which is huge. I mean, the Templar Archive's already on the way as well, just underneath it. And that Robo starts instantly from Flazado. He knows exactly what's up here. He killed a couple probes. It's only a very slight advantage right now, because Flazado's macros a little bit during that. But honestly, he's looking good after killing those probes, denying so much mining time. And he's going to be countering his opponent's tech choice instantly. Look at this, the third gate. I love it. He's going to go straight into 3-gate obs here and just crush any attempted expansion, I think, from least.
Gotta be one of the ballsiest citadels there to put it when the Citadels were practically coming in his ramp, up his ramp, and then chooses not to hold the ramp. So a little bit of an interesting play there from Least. And now it's 3-gate ops, and he's a few probes that it's actually pretty blurry for me because I'm watching this on Discord. I believe the probe count is 20. He's up 3 probes or something like that.
He's up 2 probes, 20 to 18 right now.
Okay.
So the first DT on the way, and you know, the observatory hasn't started yet. It might be able to come here and it'll be hacking away at goons a little bit. Thing is, there's no proxy gate or anything, so it takes a while to get here. The observatory does start right away from Flazado. Flazado knows what's important here. He's got his goons ready on the ramp as well. So, you know, I don't think Leash is going to get anything done. At most, he kills like 1 goon with the DT, then it runs away, as long as Flazado just keeps blocking this ramp here.
And he's going for a expand, so it's DT expand from Least. Now, the problem is he might get just picked apart in the phase when, after the observers are out, he's able to deal with the DTs, and then he goes into, once his Reaver production starts and he has the advantage on the goon count and the Reaver, as long as his micro's good, it's going to become really difficult for Least to hold in a few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, theoretically, with 3-gate goon, you just kind of crush this even without a Reaver, don't you? Like, you just come across with so many goons and just destroy. And look at that, he sees the DT, kind of getting up in its face. You know, he's kind of messing it up. Oh, nicely done. Moves down and gets it. Oh! Roasted him. Oh, returning the favor. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh, it's going back and forth. Where's your exploit? Bro, look at this. What is this? You just can't see it because you're blind. Nice. But I still think Flazado should come across, right? Because Least is faster. Although, you know, Flazado still just has the superior army, even if his expand is a bit behind. But I still feel like he should be able to bust this if he keeps making goons, right?
Depends how many cannons Least makes. I mean, 3 cannons will do a lot. And the supplies aren't that far off. It's 35 to 41. So the window is starting to close with cannons.
But the thing is, Least only has 1 gate, so like as long as he hits before Storm, he shows up with like 15 goons or something. I don't know, like goons can kill cannons pretty quick. By the way, for people in the chat, the score at the top is the overall match score. So this is the finals of the CPL 6 playoffs in like a team league style, and they played a best of 21 best of 3s, if that makes sense. So this is 1 set, so whoever wins this will be 1 point to that score at the top. So, if you heard what I said, it's a best of 21, so IKEA has actually already clinched the match of 11 points. So we're just playing for the entertainment value right now.
And so, Flazardo does have his expansion going up, and does he have Reaver production on the way?
No support bay coming up yet, so...
Okay, that's interesting. He's choosing to go just for more gates.
Oh, the question mark. Oh my gosh. You know what, I probably like prefer though, because I still think the play here is you just mass up goons and attack full Storm, but he's missing his window Storms about to finish, and now this does become very defensible for Least here. Of course, not at both his Templars have energy, but by the time any goons get across there, he certainly will. But the Sport Bay is finally coming up. And you know, at least building probes much more effectively here. Flazado just absolutely missing probes for a little while, or either that or maybe it's because his Nexus is faster, I'm not sure. But at least taking a big probe lead suddenly. Even though, again, his army is still smaller, he has the tech with those storms, he's adding on his gates, he might be able to claw his way back in this game, because Flazado really was just a bit too passive there, sitting back in his own base.
And the interesting thing, though, is I really feel like, at least this is advice I've gotten from Protoss, is there's no real reason to not go for Reavers, and I believe he does have Reavers on the production tab, so that's not a worry. But
picks up another
when
DT.
Protosses go fast Citadel, they can get Storm quick, and they can also get Zealot legs quick. Well, and if you're too heavy on goons, it can become a real problem.
Well, he opted for Storm here. Flazado turning back again, not really even looking what's there. I'm not really sure what made him turn back there. But once again, choosing to play passive here. I mean, I think until they have an engagement, Flazado will still have this slight army size lead. And I guess he might as well wait for his Reaver then, if that's what he's going for. But I think taking like a pretty fast Fur to be fine for Flazado here. At least not opting for the Zealot leg, so he doesn't really have much aggression he can put on right now. These Templars are fine, but without Zealots for support, I don't really see him moving across the map and doing much.
Does Least have cannons in the main?
Yes, he has 2.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that is well fortified. Reaver's not really going to do much there. Oh, Storm Drops could be lethal, but Least not even with a Robo yet. You know what? If only, if Flazado got his own DTs out, he could expand with impunity here, because it's going to be a long time till Least has any Observer out. Robo just starting now.
Yeah, this is a dicey engagement coming up for Flazardo. There's about at least 5 storms in those Templars, and
yeah, I don't think you should attack in here at all. Like, you put all those goons in that narrow area, Storm's just going to destroy you. A contained is fine, though. I'm fine with the contained, as long as he spreads them out. But yeah, this is not his time to attack. His time to attack was like 5 minutes ago if he was going to do it. Just poking. I think this is fine for Flazardo so far, just taking the position on the map. And maybe he's going to take a third behind this. Where are his Reavers, though? Well, he didn't get a shuttle. He's slow walking them across.
Reaver slow walking. Interesting.
Is this Sins right now? This is ASL level play confirmed. We have seen pros do it. So, oh my gosh, why no shuttle? He's even making a second Reaver at home as well. I don't think it's going to hold up very long against the enemy storms. Finally, a shuttle coming out here. Flazado also on 5 gates himself, adding more. So continuing his macro again, though. Least ahead in the probe count. And like with his own 6 gates as well, Least really just showing a cleaner build, even though Flazado was able to counter it initially. But we'll see if it's enough of an advantage, because Flazado still just with like a slightly, well, actually no, his army isn't even bigger anymore, is it? No Scarabs in that Reaver, by the way.
And the Zealots do have legs, correct, for Least?
No, it's researching right now. So it's not finished yet, but the Citadel only just starting for Flazado, so his legs are a way off as well. Darren Amulet coming up for Least as well. Really just preparing for this Templar tech game. He doesn't seem intent to make any Reavers at all. We do see some Scarabs being made, but only on one Reaver here. And again, the shuttle is so far away. This lone Reaver is really getting the raw deal, being out here without anyone to help it. You know, if you think...
I think the play from Flazardo here is because he's really outmanned in terms of the tech of his army.
Yeah.
He needs to try to wait for Least, get an observer out, which I believe he has trained on Least army, and try to pin him back with some Reaver harass to buy some time to get his third up and running.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he hasn't even started the Nexus yet. He's like 1 cannon there. But you look at this, Least coming out here, and honestly, I think he's going to smash this army. The Reaver shuttle is coming up. And luckily, he got the shuttle there before that Reaver had to fight. And you can do a lot of damage to those speed lots with that, but he has no speed lots of his own and no storms of his own. And Least has just, quite frankly, an insane amount of energy available here. As long as he can throw those storms down, he'll be looking good. And here we go, the engagement's starting. Templar's caught out of position a bit. No focus fire on them yet, though. There goes one storm, and that just forces Flazado to retreat. He knows he can't fight that. The Reaver's not even taking a shot yet. Oh, the BM again, even in the middle of a fight. Brutal. Wow, Least is a really BM guy. I never knew. You wouldn't think the guy who organizes like the tournament for new players would be so rude. Oh, a couple flanking Zealots getting on those goons as well. And yeah, Flazado not even able to drop these Reavers because he can't engage. I think it's smart of him to retreat here, even though it looks painful. I think that was definitely what he needed to do. But how can he take an engage? Where is he going to retreat to? That is the question. He has a small amount of reinforcements available, but not much.
Yeah, maybe he could try to take a stand with the third, or difficult, but at least he's keeping some goons alive, the units that take the longest to produce. If he can get a couple rounds of Zell out, he might fight, but the supplies look really bad for Flazardo.
Yeah.
And he's getting backed into his naturals, which is one of the worst possible places you can...
Oh, storms are going to be devastating here if Least can get close enough. The Reavers in the back going to do a good job. Nice storm on those Reavers. Great pickup, though, keeping them alive. Needs to find a spot to drop, though. He's walled himself off with these forges. The Reavers having to drop in front. The storm's decimating all these goons. And the Reavers destroyed. Least with more BM in chat. I can't believe this. Oh my god, and Flazardo responding in kind. Obviously, the BM's kind of working from Least, tilting his opponent to an extent. And I think Least is probably going to power through here. There's a few more goons going down, but look at the football team of Speed Zealots coming in to clean this up. Oh, storms the probes. Absolutely destroys him. It looks like Least is going to power through this natural and probably take this game.
Yeah. I mean, great play from Least. And the Reavers...
Not great mana, though. Not great mana, though.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, do the ends justify the means?
No, I'm going to say no, they don't. That's just not becoming of a CPL player, I will say that much. But like, I guess you're right, it did kind of work, though, because it seems like Flazardo was tilted by it. But that's not how you should be winning your games, you know. But I mean, at least it did play well. He just executed well. Whereas Flazzado, I feel like, you know, he was a little bit all over the place. He wasn't quite sure what he was doing, like with that slow Reaver, and not attacking as well with that 3-gate Goon, all that kind of thing. And now units just continuing to bleed in. Nice Storm goes down, but I don't think there's anything Flazzado can do. That's it. No GG. The game is over. So that's 1 for least in this best of 3.
What if after all that, Flazzardo GG's? That would be hilarious.
I mean, thing is, we don't know. We have no way of knowing who left that game. Maybe Least left that game. We don't know. Just saying.
Exactly.
Could be either one. But I'm pretty sure that's Least win. Ben them both says exit. Yeah, I mean, maybe.
At least Least didn't do an offensive GG. That's where I would draw the line. I mean,
yeah, the offensive
trash
GG,
talk is trash talk. Offensive
Well,
GG is.
If you do the offensive GG, then it just
level.
counts as your opponent's win. I think. You know, you just give them the win. All right, host it up.
Or
game
someone
2.
does whoever has left the game. You know, you type that in.
Well, that one's just kind of a meme though, because no one's ever going to be taken in by that. You know, I don't mind that
It's
one.
happened. I've done it.
In a CPL game.
Not a CPL, because it doesn't work on CPL, but
Right.
on ladder.
Alright, in the top right, in the dark blue, we have Flazzado, and in the bottom right, in the pale green, we have Least, BMing his way to victory in game 1, currently up 1 game in this best of 3. So, Polypoid now. Of course, because of the way CPL works, throughout all finals, we have the same 3 maps. It starts Eclipse, Polypoid, then Sylphid. And Sylphid a great decider map, I think, but we'll see if we get there. If Least takes this one, that'll be it.
Yeah, and at least it's a PvP, so we're not going to have any player try to lift off right away, so
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Oh my god, don't remind me. Thank god Protoss can't do that. Oh, jeez, guys. Alright, guys, you know, when you're playing in finals, even if your team's already lost, just remember, your game's going to be casted anyway, so you might as well try your hardest. Show us what you can do. Don't be lifting your command center and flying it to another base. That's not a good showcase of your skill, I have to say.
I guess the equivalent would be a Pro Brush or something like that.
Well, when he
Pro
lifted
Brush,
it, when he lifted it, I thought he was just going to send his 4 SCVs to attack and like call it a day, you know? That's what I thought he was doing, and that might have been better, to be honest, than what he actually did. For those of you who don't know, yesterday in the stream, there was a very interesting game between Neon Sword and Advil. You can go watch the VOD if you really want to know, but I don't want to relive that. Okay, Flazzado throwing down his gate again. So Least doing the DT rush in game 1, winning technically out of that. Do you reckon he has some crazy strat lined up here, or he just does the same thing?
Oops, I'm sorry. I keep losing the feed. I mean, I expect both players to 2-gate again. I'm sorry, I expect Flazzardo to 2-gate.
Here's what Least is doing. Just as I was saying, he's doing a Nexus first. I like it, to be honest.
Interesting. Okay, take some balls to do that. And it's close position spawns, so that could really be tough for him to hold. We'll see.
Thing is, if Flazzado goes 10-12 here, though, isn't that like one of the worst possible builds in the scenario? Assuming that Least is going to go for 2 gas.
Depends on your micro, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I assume Least is not going to go for gas here. That'd just be so greedy. Okay, yeah, he's throwing down a 2nd gate. So it seems to me, yeah, if you go 10-12, as long as Least like micros well and can buy enough time, then he's just going to be way ahead. But luckily for Flazzado, he did take gas, so he has options here. You can get a Reaver and try and bust this down. You can just expand yourself and take that you're a bit behind. There's options at least. He's not doomed from the start. But this is going to be a nice lead for Least, I think. But the first Zealot coming out could actually do work here if it goes straight to Least base. But unfortunately, it looks like it's pathing across the map. I question this decision because the probe from Flazzado can scout cross positions first. And that Zealot...
I think it is going down, or I, for a second, maybe checking center. But no, it's going down. So this will... a great opportunity for Flazzardo to get some... He'll get the scout, so now he can decide what he wants to do. Whether he wants to go Reaver, try to bust it, or just respawn with an expansion of his own.
Okay, so the Zealots are about to come out, by the way, just as Flazzado's Zealot arrives, but he can still potentially get some probes. And here's the thing with 12 Nexus, you're cutting probes to do it, right? So if you kill a few, you're really not in such a bad position. It's just the fact that your opponent can produce probes 2 at a time. Okay, so he's starting to try and get some damage done. Quite difficult so far. Well, let's see if he can kill any. There we go, going to work.
Least was almost set up to have a perfect probe drill as that Zealot walked up. I thought he was going to get it.
I wish he did it.
And there definitely would have been a question mark thrown out after that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But hey, he's denying some mining time. Actually, Flazado doing a good job just keeping the Zealot alive so far. But he is going to let it die here to the Zealot. Didn't get any probe kills. Oh, I spoke too soon. It's still alive. And there it goes. Didn't get any probe kills, but it did deny some mining time. And distracted at least a little bit. So it was alright. But he did go straight into Goons after this. Now, we see a second gate here. I assume he's going to throw down a Robo and go with Reaver. I think that's probably the most standard response to this. You just try and bust the front row Reaver. It's not easy, though. Cyber coming up for at least as well. Like, I feel like you need kind of good micro because your opponent can try and dive forward. Okay, another pylon coming up. Where is the Robo? That's what I'm wondering right now. Maybe he has something else in mind?
Yeah, I really like this position for Lease to be doing 12 Nexus because it's a nice tight choke on Polypoid.
Yeah.
You can get some cannons up, and it's a really difficult situation. Oh, wow, that is a ballsy Goon.
Well, you know, I think it's Lee's mistake not to send those Zealots across the map because now Goon has so much space to kite, right?
Yeah.
Lee's probably should just send them right into his opponent's face so he had to micro like right near where the probes are. And as it stands, it looks like Flazado going to clean this up pretty easily, I think, as long as he keeps microing this well. Taking some hits, got to be careful. But the Goons in general can deal with this. Range about to finish will make it a lot easier as well. And more Goons popping out. So Flazado looking fine. But I mean, still we don't see any tech. We see a third gate. Okay. Now this is a bit tricky. You can try and bust it with Goons at the front. But it's not easy. It's a bit of a trial. If he can pull it off, of course, Flazado will just kill least. And we'll see how many cannons he makes. Like you were saying, that, you know, there's a choice as to how many you make. And so far he's microing beautifully against these Zealots. Hasn't really taken that much damage at all. And he's going to pick them off very soon. And look at that. Last one will fall in just a second.
Yeah, Least does get the scout. But here's the problem, is that the clock is really ticking for... I mean, obviously, for Flazardo. It's 1 base versus 2. So he's got to commit to this now.
Yeah,
he's got to try to
across the
make
map.
something happen.
I mean, I don't know. There's so many cannons up here. Is he going to be able to do it? I mean, it seems to me like Least should be able to hold there. I mean, 3 Goons at a time being made, though. You can only fit so many cannons here, right? And already Least spending money on other things, getting his own Goons out. I don't want to say it's impossible, but it looks very tough for Flazado to get in here. And he does pull back a little bit.
Yeah, that choke, the way that wraps up into the high ground makes it almost, it's like you have to fully commit or just back off because there's not a lot of room to, you know, decide there.
Oh,
so
bad rally.
just
loses a Goon. Yeah, he cancels his gateway and starts the Nexus after all.
Yeah, so obviously Flazardo not in a good position. What is Least gonna do? Is he gonna just try to play a standard game from here, take his third, or is he gonna try to then? Because sometimes players, when they get a lead, can then try to overcommit into something. You know, what's his tech choice gonna be? I see robos being built. Sorry, the screen is really blurry for me. I'm just trying to decipher things.
Well, there's a Citadel and a robo on the way for Flazado here. A bunch of Goons in the natural, just chilling. And it seems like Least is going into 4 gates as well. 5 gates even. No tech! No tech, 5 gates. I mean, if Flazado can just get 1 DT out, he can take his third. Is that a 6th gate? My lord, what is he doing?
Yeah, so Least is just going to try to murder him with a timing on 2 bases here, it looks like.
Yeah. Well, it looks like going straight into Reaver here. We have the shuttle on the way. I assume the support bay will start up in a second. No, the Templar Archive's coming first. Oh, you know what? This is actually really strong. The DT drop, because there's no cannons in the main. Wait, did he just start one? Okay, he just started one. But if you can drop a bunch of DTs and snipe that cannon, there will be no observer for a long time, and he can defend with DTs. This might be the perfect response here from Flazado. It depends. We'll see how it goes. The DT drop could fail, could succeed. I guess we have to wait and see.
I mean, that surprises me a lot because you know he has a forge, so it's kind of, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
There's cannons at the natural, there's probably going to be cannons in the main, so, you know, just gambling on the off chance that he doesn't make a, you know, cannon in the main. Interesting, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, oh, he made a second one too. Okay, looks like Least on top of this knows what's coming his way. I was just thinking, if you drop like 4 DTs, you just run up and kill that cannon like pretty much instantly. But 2 cannons, I mean, I don't know, as long as the probes react, the 2 cannons will hold it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, loading up Zealots right now. Maybe he's going to drop Zealots and DTs and hit the cannons. I mean, it would make sense if the Zealots are just there to take them out, and then he can basically just kill the Nexus because there's no observers yet. The Robo is finally on the way for Least. He is dealing with that contingency eventually. Okay, 1 DT out. Where's the other one? Second DT on the way. I mean, I do like that Flazado's attempting this. When you're behind, I think this is a great thing to try. Because, I mean, it's just like PvZ. Sometimes the DT just kills all the probes your opponent doesn't even notice.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot. And with the 2 Zealots in there, if Least pays attention with his probes, this is doomed. But if he doesn't, there's definitely a chance. And both players, by the way, even on probes.
Yeah,
pointing
that's
that
remarkable.
out. So
wow. Least must have really dropped his probe production, or maybe he deliberately cut at this point because he has enough to support 6 gates or something. But yeah, that allows Flazado really to come back here, and the supply is not that dissimilar. Okay, here we go. The first cannon under attack. He dropped right on top. I love it. Oh my god, is he going to get the second one? There is no observers if he kills this cannon. Oh, and doesn't even kill a single DT. These DTs going to start going to work. They're going to kill so many probes. Oh my god, this is a huge move from Flazado. I love that he went and dropped right on top of the cannons as well. Going straight for the Robo. The Observatory is not even done. There's nothing Least can do here. He's going to lose his Robo, and he's going to lose his main Nexus if that's what Flazado targets. Oh my god.
where is the question mark from Flazardo? We'll see. Waiting for it.
No, he's going to rise above. He's going to rise above this game. Going off the Forge. Okay, I question his targeting here, but he will deny that cannon. That's all he needs to do. I mean, you can go for the Forge, I guess. It means he can't keep building cannons, but I think he would have time just to kill the Nexus with 2 DTs. But I
love that cannon placement from
Oh!
Just so stubborn.
Look at this pylon placement! The huge Artosis pylon. I just need to zoom out all the way for this, because it's like, oh my god, look how huge this pylon is. Depowers 4 gates with that pylon. Oh my god. And now he's going back to work on the Forge.
Please tell me there's a Robo started in the natural.
Yes, there is, but it's going to be a long way off.
Just now, though.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what Flazado's hitting now. I still think he needs to target that Nexus. Going for the Cyber Core could be worth it, because it means his opponent can't even build a Citadel, can't build Goons. Not bad, not bad. I still just really want to see him kill this Nexus, you know? Because I don't think he's going to have time to kill the Nexus now for an Observer coming out. But Flazado continuing to macro at home during this, getting legs, getting Storm, while Least is totally stalled. Okay, gets another probe. Okay, now he goes to work on the Nexus. These DTs have done so much damage, this is insane.
I wonder if he just went for all the pylons.
Yeah!
Because of how long he would be supply blocked?
Yeah!
It might actually... You have to run the numbers, but wonder if that would be worth it, because you'd run out of space. Well, he's building more pylons. Okay, so... Well, he's probably going to get to do both with how long this is going to take that Observer to come out.
Yeah, and that Nexus falls. Damn, DTs do so much damage. Oh my god. These gateways are idle. Look how much Least is banking, because like you said, he's supply block now, losing that Nexus. And these gateways just are going to fall remarkably fast. DTs just do so much damage, man. And look at this. He's prepping for the Storm Drop as well. Oh my gosh. Flazado brutally punishing this, really. Least thought he was safe, but he could not have been more wrong. The first Observer is starting now. Actually, the first Observer's out. It's just going the wrong way. It's joining the army. Least deciding to take a Nexus here on the third. I mean, if you're behind, you got to find a way, right? Spotter pylons going down, or actually maybe even expanding pylons going down here. Will they see this shuttle? It looks like they might. Okay, they do spot it, but Flazado, well, he drops a Zealot there. I don't know about that.
He had an opportunity to dip out. He looks like he almost perfectly maneuvered it. We'll see Least. Okay.
Oh my god!
The Storm.
This is too much! Oh my god!
How fat of a storm was that? And it gets...
Oh my god, alright.
That was Protoss porn right there. But Least has a nice engage at the natural.
Bye! Does it even matter? Does it even matter? He's not even microing. Neither of them are microing. They're too busy typing right now. I mean,
No.
there's a lot of goons for Least, but I don't think it matters. I think Flazado still has this, even as a Storm. Oh yeah, Least forced to retreat. How many probes are left? The DT's still at work in the main. This is ridiculous. I mean, he still has his army.
This is North American PvP at its finest.
Well, you know Flazado's European though, because he's from IKEA, I believe. He's Swedish.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Excuse me. Oh my god, this is crazy. Oh my gosh. But I think Flazado definitely got this game, like, despite what Least might say. Just a matter of, when he can coax his opponent to leave. Oh my god.
I gotta say, maybe there's more to the story here, but I'm of the assumption that Least kind of drew the first punch in terms of the first question mark here. So I kind of blame Least for everything that happens here.
Well, also, the last match these two played, I believe there was some BM from Least as well. So Flazzato probably kind of already a bit worried about that, ready to be triggered, if you will. Okay, Flazzato's streaming in single file here, though, which may not be such a good idea.
Yeah, this is like Pickett's charge right here, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Well, he has a lot of zealots, you know, pick his charge if he had a lot more men, you know. The second wave. So he will push Least off this high ground. He can take out this Nexus. GG, well played. The really mana player Least. Yeah, definitely. Throwing out the GG there. So that means Flazzato takes game 2. We're going to go into a game 3. We'll go over a 2-second break here. Guys, don't freak out. We're just having a 2-minute break for technical issues. I said we were going on a break, alright? Chill. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Technical issues continue. We are coming back here with game 3, not to worry. Alright, in the 12 o'clock, in the brown, we have Least. Must be such a mounted player, saying GG, well played last game, right? And in the bottom right, in the blue, we have Flazzato. Currently, these players tied up 1-1 in this best of 3. Of course, Flazzato playing for IKEA and Least for Amigos here. So Ron Silford here, not a favourite for PvP because of no ramp, right? Makes it a bit iffy.
Depends on what type of PvP player you are, Niblime.
Ah, I see. I see. What kind of PvP player are you? What's your PvP spirit animal?
I don't like playing PvP, so probably cheese.
Oh, okay. I mean, what animal represents a cheese play style? Probably like a squirrel, I don't know.
I'm like the bird that likes to go to the nests of the other birds when they're not there.
Oh, the
push
cuckoo.
their babies out of the nest.
Yes, yes. Oh.
Blue jays or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. Evil. Evil, that's
Sinister.
terrible. Well, you know, yesterday we were talking about, like, you know, who's the villain, who's the hero on the games, like I always like to talk about. I mean, it's been hard to tell so far, but, I mean, Least kind of started the VM with the question mark, right? So does that kind of automatically make him the villain?
Yeah, but I think villains are good, you know?
Yeah,
a good
for sure.
story needs a good villain.
Absolutely. Least, thank you for filling the niche we needed in CPL.
Yeah, I mean, he's the next Hydra, pretty much.
That's right. He's on his way. He started his journey. Oh, look at this. He's going to scout the center. I think that's quite smart, actually, in a game 3 here.
Yeah, so I mean, going center gates on Sylphid is a possibility. Usually, I guess, it's more common to kind of place them at not quite dead center, but still good to scout just in case. There's nothing you lose by scouting the dead center. So we see 10-12 from Flazzato. That's good. I like that a lot. And just a gate gas from East.
On a map with no ramp, that's pretty good, right? You can really put a lot of pressure on. I mean, last time he didn't achieve that much of it, unfortunately. But that mana pylon did do its work, actually, because the 10-12 Zealots putting pressure on. But it was kind of a failure of micro there on Flazado's part. We'll see what he can accomplish this time. I think, like you say, it definitely is a fine opening. Although, I do quite like going straight into 3-gate Goon when there's no ramp. But I mean, that's kind of obvious, I guess. That's the typical non-Protoss player. Like, why don't you just go more Goons? There's no ramp. I'm sure it's more complicated than that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I like going 2-gate a lot because it's not really an investment. Here we go. Now, it was 10-12, right?
Yeah,
I can't see the supplies,
it was.
Okay.
I don't know why he's saying that. He's just trying to keep the BM train going. Oh, I was looked away because I thought Flazado's scanning probe would escape, but I was wrong. It died. That's a bit unfortunate. He really wants to harass with that. I mean, he was trying for the mana pylon, but it's not as easy on Silphid because you can see this layout is like not really conducive to placing a mana pylon at all. First Zealot coming in for Flazado, already getting chipped away at by least Zealot though.
Yeah, but at least he doesn't move command for 5 minutes.
That's
like
true.
He did on the first game.
That's true. Least he doesn't give Least the opening for the question mark, you know. So solid defensive mana play from Flazado so far.
Snuck it back.
Yes, very
He's
nice.
Got that killer sense.
Oh,
he's going to get
second
2
one.
probes.
Very nice. And then he goes and fights the Zealot for a bit because no reason. Oh, ho, ho! Gets the third one. Very nice. Once again, Least with the Citadel in his face, not respecting his opponent at all. And these Zealots continue to come in. Now there's more here, ready to slap down these probes.
Yeah, this setup actually gives Flazado some great angles to move his Zealots. Okay, now Least is microing, but I think that pylon actually gives him a little angle to bunch out. Alright, but Least is doing a good job here.
Another probe falls. Oh, will he get another one? Oh, he will. Oh my god, this is so much damage so far. Nice! Wow. So now Least only on 12 probes. His Citadel is revealed. No Robo starting just yet for Flazado. He's going straight for
why were those probes out?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I didn't question it. I just saw them. I'm like, nope, normal day, nothing wrong here. I don't know why I didn't question that.
Okay, was there, I guess maybe, yeah, trying to block the ramp or something? I mean,
there's that Robo.
Beats me.
Archives has not even started for Least, so I don't expect any DT damage to go down here. But you know what? Maybe Least is going to say, screw it. He saw the Citadel. I'm not going to bother. It was just a fake out. And, you know, Flazado already going into Goon production here, so I don't really see any counter damage coming in from Least at all. Okay, Temple Archives does go down, interestingly. All that
you know, I think we can forever call a building placed in just plain vision of your opponent that's a tech building a Least building.
Yes.
The Artosis pylon.
Yes.
Now we can call that the Least Citadel.
Oh my god,
I
have to remember this. There's the least Citadel coming down here. That's amazing. I got to remember that now. So if you're building gates in your opponent's base but not even hiding in the corner, are those Least gates now?
Well, those were horror gates.
Yeah.
Well, horror gates are specifically
behind
off
the minerals,
of the
right?
manor pylon.
Yeah.
But then...
if you just build them in the open for no reason, those are Least gates now.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like Flazado going to come in and do some pressure here, not being as passive as he was last game the way this went down. The DT is on the way, but Flazado has the Observatory. Nice micro, pulling back that Ninja Goon. As long as... oh, nice. Oh, it does fall, but he's baited these Goons out. He can get a good engage here. At least trying his best to micro, but I mean, he just doesn't have as many units. What can you do? Looks like Flazado will barely win that fight, but the DT will push him back. But that buys a little more time for Flazado to get his Observer out here. Well, I mean, I don't know. You can pick off probes, actually. Ooh.
Yeah, you can go straight for the probes and, more importantly, get the scout that the DTs are here. Of course, duh, you saw that the DTs, because it was a Least Citadel.
You want to know if he's, like, faking you out, right? Maybe he's just getting Kansas expanding.
True. Or he's going mass speed lot.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a thing. It's not as popular in PvP, of course, but it could definitely be a thing. I mean, this Zealot's still getting work. Oh, that DT hits so hard, though. Oh, my God. Okay, but he's still got a couple probes. Still well worth it for Flazado. Traded armies and got a couple probes into the bargain when Least is already well down in probes. So Flazado looking real strong right now. Just going down to that third gate. I think he can take and expand pretty easily here, but it looks like Least will do the same.
Yeah, and just not to dwell on that moment, but I think Least poked out and tried to attack. I believe if he would have just stayed at his that choke area, he probably could have held. Now there was a Zealot there, so difficult to say, but
yeah, I think you're right. It would have been more advantageous for sure, but I think at best Flazado could have like won with an injured Goon if he was like that, and you know then the DC's one shots it and that's that. So yeah, nice job by Fazado putting the pressure on here. Trying to chase the TT, but this is very risky because now he's leaving this open for the second TT to run into his base. Kind of falling perfectly for Least's bait here. Okay, he pulls back just in time. Not Fazado. Least probably could have gotten in there if he was, you know, a bit quicker on the trigger. But as it stands, looks like Fazado going to find this DT. There it is. Oh, he's not going to kill it though. Not really paying attention. But there is one Goon and Observer, and that will do the job. I think Least knows it. Oh,
yeah, I think there was a tiny opening. There was an opening there. Now, there was an Observer queuing, but probably could have still gotten a couple probe kills, so...
Yeah, this time this Nexus will not go down. In fact, what does Least have right now? These Goons just going to storm into the main. Least only producing, like, Goons just now. He didn't even start them before. What can he do against this? It looks like Fazado going to kill a whole bunch of probes here. I mean, this is a good engage for the probes, to be fair, but they're only probes. Bye! Yeah, Fazado with the bye. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, Fazado being pretty brutal here, but Least did start it, you know.
I guess that qualifies as an offensive GG, but still not as bad.
Now Least, you know, pretending you didn't start it, gonna take it back. That's even BM to say that. I believe
this is what we call gaslighting, ladies.
That's right. GG, well played. Well done by Fazado, coming back after a questionable game one. Really, really well played there. So that's 2-1 for Fazado. Well done. So that'll be one more point for IKEA. I mean, IKEA's already won and they're just driving the nails in the coffin. I wonder what the final score is going to be. They're really crushing it so far. Okay, so here's the question. Are our technical issues solved or shall they continue?
Well, we'll give it a shot hosting...
Yes.
Me hosting it. Just give me 1 second.
Unfortunately, we're experiencing some lag today on the stream, but we're going to try and resolve it. So hopefully Gorgonov can join me as a full observer and not just a hanger-on in Discord.
Yes.
Least may have lost the game, but he got jabs in that will do a lifetime of damage. Oh my god. We need a question mark emote? Damn right.
Alright, let's see if this works.
I don't see you on Friends. Are you on offline mode?
Yeah, I had to go offline for a second.
Yep. Oh, there could be a grudge match. I'd be down to cast that. That sounds exciting. We entertain CPL audience, says Fazado. That's true. That's true. That makes it all worthwhile. Not working?
No, I just have to... Give me 1 second. Okay. Game should be up now.
Oh, yes, I see it. I even joined first time. That's a good sign, folks. If Blizzard doesn't mess you around, it's a good sign. Alright, let's get into that next series.
Please cross your fingers with us.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's right, we need your power. In the top right, in the magenta, we have Seraph, and in the bottom left, in the pale blue. Why? Why is it like this? Oh.
Hold on, let's give it just 10 seconds.
Alright, is it set to extra high? Set it to extra high. I think only the host can do it in replays. Oh no, I did it. Let's see if that works. As I was saying, in the pale blue, we have Hoenda. Did you say Good Like Have Fun twice? Damn, manner as hell. Contrast to the last game. So another PvP coming out here. Oh. And it looks like we've still got problems. Alright, going off. If you want to jump out and we'll go back to Discord, I can stay in this replay. I don't think it's going to recover.
Well, if I jump out, then I'm...
Yeah, then you're watching Discord again.
Right,
yeah.
But it's still going to be lagging. So
no, it's not, because you won't be in it. No. You just leave the replay and we'll see.
Okay.
Alright, I have introduced the players. I was going to do it again, but you guys get the idea.
Wait, so you're still in the replay? Okay, yes. Interesting. Alright.
So Seraph for Amigos here, by the way, and Hoenda for IKEA. And you know what? At this point, I'm kind of expecting IKEA just to keep winning because they've won so many so far. We'll see if we see a different diversity of PvP strategies in this PvP compared to the last series. Oh, the bot's at it again in chat. How do I unhold that? I'm sorry, Flazado. I can't control the bot. It's just out of control. The AI's taken over in the CPL chat, unfortunately. If any of the mods are on, can they figure out how to do that? Because I have no idea. Gateway going down.
That's unfortunate. Oh, okay. Well,
it is a shame.
Do my best to cast.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Gorg. You have
360p, pretty much.
Oh my gosh, really? Hang on. Let me see if I can change.
I don't know why, but it's just pretty much pixelated.
Maybe I can. It should be 720. It says when I host it, but it's probably because my bandwidth is too low. That Australian internet strikes again.
Oh, that helps. That.
Oh really? Oh cool.
Better.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I did different. By the way, Seraph scouting for the proxy, but that also means he's bypassing his opponent's probe scout. So I kind of like it actually. Give Surrender just that little bit in the dark, and you want to cross off this kind of Death Alley location. It's a potential proxy gate location too. Okay, both players doing gas.
Yeah, I'm gonna root for Seraph in this match pretty exclusively because I think magenta is by far the best color.
It is a good one for sure.
Colors.
It is a good one. Look, I want to root for Seraph just because he's the underdog, just because IKEA's been winning everything, right? Like, it's like,
right.
The evil IKEA team is, dominating the series, and even though he's already lost, Seraph's still coming out, fighting bravely. I do have the teams right. I didn't have it, like, in reverse. I did Seraph for Amigos. That's good. So, I don't know. I'm rooting for Seraph, too. I mean, how else are you going to decide when they're both playing the same race, right?
I guess we should. Well, I should probably root for the North American team. A little bit of patriotism there.
Right.
But I don't care.
Well,
all right. You keep tabbing. And
I'm sorry. I got to look at chat. All right, God, your responsibility is to look at chat then. Because
I'm a little bit shaken up.
I got to keep an eye on it,
But I'm trying.
There's not much to see at this point in the game. Probes continue to be produced only for Hoenda. Seraph actually missed one. I don't know if it was a mistake or part of his build. I guess we'll see. This probe being cheeky as hell, the Zealot cannot catch it. We see Hoenda didn't actually go for that safety Zealot, so honestly it's a bit of an advantage if Seraph can't come across and do something with his. Like, you can see he has an extra 2 probes because of it, right? And now the first goon is out, picking away at that probe, finishes it off. I mean, Hoenda just looking a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, not going for the Zealot gives you a little bit of a lead, but I don't know, it's not really something I do, but because it's just, when you lose to it, you're like, oh, it's such a simple thing.
Yeah.
To lose because of, but, you risks you take as a Protoss player.
Right, well that's StarCraft in every game though, you gotta choose what risks you're gonna take, what you're not, otherwise you just be playing too safe and lose all the time. Okay, looks like Seraph gonna go for this Robo, and I think Hoenda going for the same. So other than that Zealot, so far mirrored builds. Now, they both have a position so they could expand, but they're not necessarily bound to do so. It could just be regular, like, 2-gate Robo play, and then expand a bit later, or they could do it off 1 gate. Guess we'll have to see. Be interesting if we do go for double expands and we gear up into a bit of a longer PvP, because both games we saw so far kind of ended as soon as one player had Storm.
Yeah, I gotta say I love the Robo placements. That's something that Drag was coaching PvP.
Yeah. A
lot of players just, and it's easy to just kind of mindlessly place your Robo in a spot by your minerals, but actually having it next to close to the ramp is huge when it comes to defending positions, because the Reaver walk time is that big.
Yeah,
so I like that position a lot. It's just a good habit to be in.
Building placement definitely huge. I mean, in all matchups, it's something you got to worry about. I mean, I will say Zerg, it doesn't impact as much just because they don't have as many buildings, but just every building you place, there's some deliberate placement can help you. By the way, Chill in chat saying you're not supposed to cut probes to safeties out. It's actually a mistake on Seraph's part, so he didn't need to be behind. And we see he's continuing to miss probes as well, actually. Down 6 probes right now without any interaction between these players. So, I mean, this game really showing the importance of focusing on your macro, not missing those things. Because honestly, Hoenda has a nice advantage just from, executing a little bit better. Nice Nexus going down. So, he did not start the shuttle right away, but that enabled him to get the faster Nexus. As long as he can defend any potential Reaver harass, so ended just looking better all round. It looks like Seraph not intending to go for this Nexus as fast. Maybe he can put some pressure on though with this Reaver. But if he can't, he's going to be in a tough position.
Yeah, and Horrender is going to be going for Reaver first, I assume. Be very unwise to go shuttle.
Observer.
Going for Ops first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't able to scout what his opponent's doing, and his opponent's still just on the ramp. He's done a great job keeping this scouting probe alive, though. I will say that's been excellent. Now he's going for the Reaver, like you say, not getting a shuttle at all. I mean, is it really a good idea to try and harass in the main here? Because if you get caught and lose your Reaver or Seraph, you're in a really bad spot, right? Oh, the probe. He got too heroic, tried to fight a Zealot. Unfortunate.
And now he's really in the dark. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's always worth a shot to harass. And it looks like Horrender, I can only see on the mini-map, it looks like he's getting some pylons towards the edge of his base. That's
Very
good,
nice,
increasing
very
his
nice.
vision.
Yeah. And so is
Eclipse is really important to get one outside of your natural, kind of at the 6 o'clock position.
Oh.
That's a really important spot to get a spotter pylon.
In the Death Alley, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
Look at this shield battery. I think because he didn't see his opponent's Nexus, he was expecting maybe 3-gate Goon or something like that. Really just covering all his bases. He has the Observer, he has the shield battery. He's ready to defend himself. I mean, I guess against 2-gate Goon with the Reaver, maybe the shield battery helps anyway, because you can help keep your own Reaver alive, or your Goons. Just a good defensive building to have, I guess.
Did Seraph immediately... Is he dropped? Did he cut Reaver production? He should
yeah.
have 2 at this point.
No, he's only made 1. He only has 1. Oh, wait, no, my bad. I didn't even see
Oh,
the
no, he has
second
2.
one.
Okay.
My mistake. So he's going to come across here. And I guess he's going to try and bust at the front, but I don't know. I wouldn't have a good setup. The only thing
There's going to be 2 Reavers out by the time the attack comes. They're going to be even on Reaver. Now...
No shuttle, though.
Right, but it's a defense, so...
Well,
we'll see. I mean, I would love to see Seraph try to get a Reaver drop in the main happening.
I mean, it's risky, though, because if you lose your Reavers... Well, hang on. Seraph coming in here, getting great opening volley. Hoenda not reacting so far. Huge damage going down. He doesn't have that many goons to use. Going to start chipping away at those Reavers. Where is the shuttle? The shuttle not helping them out. Takes off 1 just like that. And his own Reavers go to work with absolutely huge Scarabs. Oh my gosh, those goons got slaughtered. The shield battery keeping this Reaver alive. 1 does go down with the Scarab hitting it. But Hoenda's very happy with a trade here, given that he has 2 bases and Seraph does not. But Seraph ain't done. Here he comes. Uh-oh. Oh my god.
Good probe pull. There's...
Okay. That
It's
one
always
goon,
a little bit suspenseful.
right? That one
Probes
goon
bunch up on the gateways.
is the hero. Can he protect the probes he loves? I don't think he can. Oh, okay. That really didn't do as much as it could have. Hoenda really trying hard to keep these dancing back and forth. It's actually tough to keep them mineral walking back and forth and not get clumped up. Reaver's still not done. Not many probes for it to hit here, though, and he is going to fly away, realizing the goons will be out soon. So a nice defense from Hoenda. Doesn't quite get that Observer. And like I said, I think he's very happy with a trade, given that he had that second Nexus already done. He can go back to double making probes, and he's looking really good. Not a bad attempt by Seraph, though. It started well.
Being up 9 probes, a great defense. Honestly, that shield battery...
Yeah.
When you don't have a shuttle, because that's the problem, is your Reavers are... They're really... Reavers without a shovel are significantly worse. So having that shield battery to give them an extra shot, to be able to absorb an extra shot, is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a big thing there as well, because his Scarabs actually kind of connected perfectly in the middle of a clump of goons. Seraph wasn't really coming in an arc, he got clumped up, and the Scarabs just did insane damage. 3 Reavers out now for Seraph. Is he going to get a second shuttle and come across to these? I mean, look, I look at this base, it's still kind of open. You have 2 goons there, but if you show up with 2 shuttles and 4 Reavers, can you just, like, drop, kill the goons, then carry on and kill all the probes?
Yeah, well, with shuttle speed, too, I'd like to see him get that if he does go that.
I mean, yeah, he's getting a second shuttle and a 4th Reaver, so why not get it, right? I mean, it is expensive, I guess, is the answer to that question. You can't actually quite afford it. More gates being added on. No Templar Archives yet, just getting the Zealot speed. Although, honestly, against mass Reavers, Zealots with speed or without speed are quite weak. So, honestly, Storms is what he wants here. Storm's very effective against Reavers.
Finally, the natural being established for Seraph, and he's going to have 2 shuttles. He's going to have 2 Reaver shuttles to harass. No speed, though. That's unfortunate. He should have gotten speed if he's going this path, because it actually makes that much of a difference.
Well,
and even though Horrender does have the angles kind of set up, with 2 shuttles, you can brute force situations that you normally couldn't.
That's true, and that's what I'm thinking, right? You don't go for the bust at the front, you go for the harass, because I'm not sure Horrender will be able to react quickly enough before a lot of probes die. But that said, maybe he can try the front. With no storms coming out, it's not like Horrender's going to have an answer for this. It might be kind of this thing where, like, you just don't expect your opponent to double down on Reavers, so you're not prepared for it. And still, like, you can see Horrender way ahead in the probe count as well. Moving out a bit here, though. Oh, so many Zealots being made.
Good observer. Yeah, good observer for Surf. He could potentially abuse this. I don't think there's any goons in the main right now for Horrender.
There are these two. Oh, he moved them out. Oh, he had to copy defending. But it looks like the Reaver's going to stay with the army anyway. Seraph able to negotiate that low ground because of the observer seeing exactly where his enemy's army is. Oh my gosh, this shuttle, he needs to be really careful right now. Will Seraph run forward and pick it off? I guess he doesn't notice that it's on its own yet. The army's kind of passing each other.
Oh my goodness. If he picks off that shuttle, then it's almost game. Yeah, and he does see it now.
Oh, it gets away. Nice reaction time.
Oh, that's huge.
He realizes his army's out of position, but he's going to go for the counter. He doesn't care. What does
this is going to get weird because there's nothing at Seraph's natural either.
Yeah, I mean, Hoenda definitely going to smash through there, but it doesn't really look like he can defend at home. 2 Reavers can do a lot, but against 4 Reavers, maybe not so much. It's all going to come down to the micro here. Unfortunately, Seraph not loading up his Reavers and having them in the back useless. Meanwhile, so many Zealots coming in here. Seraph just immediately gives up the low ground. He knows nothing's happening there. Oh my gosh. Oh, Scarab's going down. Takes out one of Seraph's Reavers, but the other 2 of Hoenda's are going to fall just like that. Are we in a base trade right now? Is that what's happening?
I believe Horrender has a leg up.
Well, he has so many Zealots, right? But look at this. Seraph going to get probes across the map, which could be a big deal. I mean, oh my gosh. Hoenda actually returning home right now. I don't think this is the play at all. I think this is going to lead to him being way behind because Seraph is still going to have 2 Nexuses. That said, all of Seraph's probes are coming across the map. But I mean, Seraph's getting up here with this double shuttle. Oh my gosh, he can just camp the ramp, can't he? And Hoenda won't be able to get back up. Oh my god, what's happening in this game?
Yeah, the army for Seraph just too strong. I mean, 4 Reavers, there's no Reavers, and the Robo's right there, so he can't ever hope of producing one.
Yeah, I think it's a mistake of
Horrender
to turn around.
Did need to turn around at some point.
Really? I don't know. Well, let's see if he can defeat this army. Maybe the game isn't over. I mean, one shuttle in the Reaver in a bad position gets taken out instantly. The other 2 in the back, they're Scarab's struggling to get through because those goons are actually perfectly blocking them. Oh my gosh! And the goon in the back actually chipping away at that Reaver. The Reaver's actually achieving nothing, and they will get taken out. So Hoenda wins the fight, but I mean, at what cost? Okay, he is taking out that Nexus. Actually, I didn't realize he left 4 Zealots here, and Seraph has 0 probes. GG. I guess Hoenda knew what he was doing. We shouldn't have doubted him. That's 1 game for Hoenda.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to see army supplies there, but I think Zealots, I guess he just had just enough Zealots to the point where I believe Seraph was ahead in supply.
Yeah, I would have said if it was a base trade, Hoenda would absolutely have won because he had a lot of Zealots to give a lot of DPS, and the 4 Reavers, like, they do a lot of damage per shot, but they don't necessarily have the DPS compared to that massive speed Zealots. But Seraph managed to like run a bunch of probes into Hoenda's base, so if it came to that, he could have just been making pylons in Hoenda's base. Well, Seraph did not have a probe on the map, so it might have actually been a loss if there was a base trade. Alright, we're going to jump into the next game there. So let me check chat. Base trade into Scarabs not connecting at all. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was a really tough angle. I think, yeah, all of his goons were just in front of the Scarab shots.
Yeah. It was like a tight goon wall. Alright, in the top right, APM spamming like crazy. We have Seraph, and in the top left, in the grey, we have Hoenda, winning game 1 of this best of 3. So now we're into game 2 here on Polypoid. You know, I'm just thinking about it actually, and the thing is, by pulling all those probes and sending them, Seraph was like, okay, I'm going to win a base race, but that meant if Hoenda turned around, he was going to win because he still had his probes, or Seraph sent them all. So I guess he actually, by sending the probes, it made turning back a good move. Maybe Hoenda was keyed into that actually.
Yeah, it's always, you have to make a split-second decision in base trades, and it's without complete information, it's basically tough, and it's kind of just a game of chance.
That's true. That's true. You don't know exactly what your opponent has. I mean, for all he knew,
or
Seraph
the banks,
like,
you know, that's a huge part of it too.
Yeah, and Seraph had like 800 minerals or something, whereas Hoenda only had like 100. I mean, for all Hoenda knew, there was like a hidden base on the map too, so you never know. You'd feel real embarrassed if you're going for like a base race and then you kill the last building. You're like, wait, what? No proxies once again. I guess no one's feeling it today. In semis, we saw cheese galore, and we've seen some in finals, not very much. But I guess in finals, everyone has to show their proper game, what they can really do, what their strongest at. Okay, looks like Hoenda going to scout the right direction first.
Okay, and last game it was Horrender who went for 2 gate, right?
Did anyone go for 2 gates? No, they both went 1 gate cyber.
No, okay. I'm sorry. I'm getting
You're
confused.
thinking of the Silphid game where Fazado
Right,
went
right,
for
right, right.
Too much PvP, it all blends together, right?
Exactly. So, yeah, neither player of this game going for 2 gate either, so I'm going to get into that kind of game of chess with the Robotech. And I really liked what Surf started to do. And I thought that Surf was really going to be able to abuse his advantage because he had a shuttle versus no shuttle reavers. And Horrender got some miraculous reaver shots to defend, as well as that that shield battery placement. So
really
I'm thinking that maybe Surf is going to try to just go for the same thing and hope for better luck, or either that or go for more harass rather than a frontal attack.
Well, I mean, I hear what you're saying, that, like, you know, he kind of only lost because of how it went down, not necessarily because of his strategy, but at the same time, in a best of 3 in the finals like this, you probably want to mix it up, though. Keep your opponent on their toes. I don't think you want to go for the same thing necessarily. By the way, Safety Zealot once again coming out of Seraph, but once again cutting probes here, only a little bit this time. And once again, Hoender's skipping it. So if we go into a game 3, I'd love to see Seraph do like Proxy Gate or something, so we can abuse that lack of safety here. Okay, we have a Citadel coming down right away. It looks like... wait, what happened to Seraph's scouting probe? Did he send it back? Or did it cross scout and then die? I guess it must have died. I didn't see.
He went cross scout. I mean, he got the right position.
I'm looking
first,
at these probes, see if any of these have it killed, but I don't know what happened to that damn probe. I guess it must have turned back or died. And now Hoender just going straight for DT, blocking the ramp. If Seraph comes across, he'll be able to figure this out. Oh my gosh, they're both going for DT. Oh no. So, is this how you end up in a base trade scenario? Or both players will have cannons, theoretically, though. Right?
If they're going for DT expand?
Well, what else are you doing? Do you ever go DT and then go into Robo?
I mean, you could just, unless either player is just going 100% all in DT.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess we'll see, and maybe whichever one gets the cannons will be the one who wins. Oh my gosh. I mean, I can't believe we haven't seen this before in CPL. It's kind of amazing we've got this far without it, but here we go. This is like always what you're worried about when you're like, okay, it's PvP. Just because the DTs are so strong, they add this kind of this shadow over the entire matchup, I feel.
So is each player okay? So no second gate yet for Horrender.
If it does start to be a base trade and Seraph just got more DTs out, he will have the advantage, right?
Yeah, that makes me think, is he saving that money for something, like he's going to try to expand?
No Forge yet for Hoender either. Yeah, you're right. Ooh. Okay, but Hoender's DTs are faster, that's the thing here. And the Forge coming up for Seraph, you know, this looks pretty good for Seraph, I have to say. I don't really see how Hoender's going to get this done. And looks like he's going to go for a very fast Nexus here. Okay, sees his opponent on the ramp. I mean, do you see that and you're thinking DT, Gorg? Like, what do you think when you just see 3 goons and a Zealot on the ramp at this point?
I mean, you always have to respect the possibility that it could be DT when you see that. So I'd like to see a Forge here pretty quickly.
I mean, he almost doesn't have time, does he? Because Seraph's DTs are finishing. Like, he won't be able to defend this natural, right? And Hoender not even sending his DT across the map. Wait a minute, he had a proxy gate? Oh, how did we miss this? He had a proxy gate at the 3 o'clock this whole time.
Okay, this is an amazing play.
Ooh,
so that DT is going to get there much quicker.
Oh my god, he doesn't finish it in time. It's going to go down. Seraph having no detection available. And it looks like no Forge yet for Hoender, though. But Seraph just GG's, not realizing. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. The high IQ plays. That was a great game.
I can't believe we didn't notice that proxy.
We missed that proxy gate. That kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
But...
Well, no. I want to say... I was doing that old school, like, professional observer thing where I just didn't show it so I could surprise the viewers. That's what I want to say, okay?
Exactly.
Damn. Well, you know, I think Seraph still had a chance there that he could go for, like, a base trade, and I'm not sure if he would necessarily be disadvantaged there. I guess his opponent's DT gets started first, but I don't think he realized his opponent had no Forge, right?
Talk about tilting, though. I mean, that cannon was in the green. It was about to start the animation of building, and it goes down.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah. So that's another point for IKEA here. As I was saying before, they're kind of just crossing through right now. That brings them to 13, and they only needed 11. Alright, we're going to go into our last Tier 1 game for CPL 6. We're going to go into First Show versus Cool Air. I'll host that up right now.
Well, they've been fun, but I hope this is not a PvP.
Oh, it's not. Don't worry, it's that other matchup everyone loves.
ZVZ.
That other one everyone loves. It's TVT, baby.
TVT.
In the top right.
I can roll with TVT.
In the red, we have First Show. And in the bottom left, in the grey, we have Kool-Aid. We have Kool-Aid for... Oh, I didn't add them to the list. So, sorry, I don't know which player's which team here right now. Anyone in chat remember?
Gotta say, it throws me off a little bit that you just take both of the intros and you don't throw to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll give you the next
second
one. Okay, First Show for IKEA here and Kool-Aid for Amigos, by the way. I'll give you one next time, yeah? First Show is IKEA. Yeah, people in chat telling me. My bad. I don't know why they weren't on my list. These two Phantom players, do they really exist? They probably exist. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, TVT and Eclipse. Well, Gorg, how much do you know about TVT? Because, you know, not a Terran player yourself. Most non-Terran players hate it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get any sort of in-depth analysis from me, but it's enjoyable to watch because, I mean, my favorite matchup is PVT, probably what I'd know the most about it. And TVT, there are similar aspects to it in terms of the positioning.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. There's a lot of differences, though, for sure. I'm trying to think of the parallels between TVT and TVP. The thing is, in TVP, it's like Terran wants to get all their tanks in one place and just destroy everything, but in TVT you almost want to spread them out as much as possible sometimes.
Yeah, that's very true. And I gotta say, I've watched a fair amount of, not that I really soak in a whole lot of strategical knowledge, but you know, watching a lot of Artosis playing TVT, and it can be frustrating to watch, especially some maps. Like, I don't know exactly how all the maps play in, but the most recent ladder pool had some maps which were pretty painful to play.
Oh, I hate
where they turned into.
Yeah, I hate Benzene in general.
Tell me about TVT on Benzene. Why does it suck?
Okay, so first thing, if your opponent contains it, then the game's just over because it's so narrow. How are you going to get out? Second thing, tanks are being dropped on your high ground. I guess now I know how it feels. Sorry, Protoss players. Third thing, like, if you get into a longer game, you have this like really weird chicane, and like you can drop on this like really weird 12 and 6 bases near your main. It's just bad. It just sucks. I hate that map in general. But what I was gonna say is Shakura's Temple. I really hate for TVT because if your opponent gets on the high ground above your natural, the game kind of is just over. So I hate that there's that constant threat you have, which is very painful. Okay, so by the way, Kool-Aid going for a Rax expand here, by the way, whereas First Show took his gas. So Kool-Aid going for the economic advantage, but First Show may be able to take more map control from this, or potentially punish, depending what he goes for. He's not going for a 2-fac or anything like that right now, but he could still build a starport, try and get some harass down. We'll have to wait and see what his plan is.
Yeah, thinking about Shakura's Temple, having the high ground above the natural is a map feature which I guess it's like, I mean, it used to be a big deal because Taucross was always on the ladder.
Yeah.
Thinking of Taucross, a couple other maps.
I mean, Taucross is pretty cancerous for TVT because drops are just ridiculous. It's not just the high ground above the natural. You can get into the main, like, leapfrogging tanks that drop so easily on that map. And think about TVP as well, like how much space Terran has to just like drop vultures where you can't see them. It's just rough.
Exactly. I'm thinking of Neo Aztec as well, that I believe that has that feature.
Yes, for sure.
I don't really miss it. I don't really enjoy that game mechanic, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know why, like, people way back when were like, tanks would be really strong doing this. Let's just let Terran players do this. Like, what were they thinking? Okay, so we see Kafosho did decide to go for a pretty fast CC of his own, and the pretty typical response here is you just get a bunch of mines because you know your opponent won't be able to move out very soon with factory units. You can lay a whole bunch of mines in front of their natural to get that map control, and then you set up tanks in a pretty advantaged position. And even though your army is smaller, you trade units for position basically in TVT, so it'll even out theoretically by the time Kool-Aid's own tank's coming up.
It looks like Fosho's barracks is going to be in scouting position a bit quicker, so will be
Yeah,
nice.
absolutely, because Kool-Aid has to make Marines in a bunker here, because otherwise this Vulture just comes and kills you. And to be honest, it's a bit ballsy lifting the barracks and not using it for
Will it
SimCity.
dive? Will it dive?
You certainly can, but it's always like, do you really want to do it? Like, what if there's just an SCV on the ramp? Oh, he's killed a scouting SCV. What if there's like an SCV on the ramp or the barracks is landed? You're just losing the Vulture for nothing, right? If you get it in the main, totally worth it. You can even end the game sometimes if you just deny the factories over and over. But it is risky. It's just like, well, I could dive and maybe do a lot of damage, maybe just lose the Vulture, or I could just keep it out, put down the mines, and just know I'm in a decent position. By the way, not actually getting mines at all, going straight into Vulture speed. Now, this is a bit unorthodox, but it actually plays quite well into what Kool-Aid's doing, because sometimes, if you go straight for the mines, and you're trying to go straight into tanks, just abuse that position, if the Rex FE player just goes straight into Vultures like he's doing, he just suddenly comes out with Vulture speed. Your slow Vultures with mines are a smaller number, they're stuck there, they die, and then the Rex FE player suddenly takes up control, maybe even counters. But the fact that Fosho is going straight into 3-fact Vulture with speed here means he won't be subject to that kind of counterattack. But his opponent does still have the economic advantage. And Fosho not really going to be able to get any map position in exchange for that.
Yeah, this kind of bust mechanic is kind of what I love. Reminds me of PvT, like a Bulldog or something. The potential where the Vulture players, you can just dive.
Yeah. Well, it's nothing more exciting than like trying to lay mines all over tanks as everything's exploding, right?
Exactly.
Mines are just hype machines because they're just so ridiculous, like how big the explosion is. Okay, the Vultures of Kool-Aid coming across, but Fosho is waiting in ambush on this ramp. This is going to be an excellent engage for Fosho. Kool-Aid has to pull back, and Fosho immediately going on the offensive. Now, this bunker will keep Kool-Aid alive here, because one bunker with 2 Marines actually is, like, too much for any number of Vultures. They just don't want to fight that. But, I mean, Fosho looking really good now getting the mines, and Kool-Aid stuck in here. Kool-Aid did add his 4th factory first, of course, with his superior economy. Oh my god, how did that Vulture get past? Okay, off it goes. I don't think it's going to achieve anything. Maybe it'll kill that one Marine, which is kind of nice, I guess. Oh, look, that Marine blocking the ramp. No, where's he going?
Oh.
Wow. This is a hero Vulture. All the way into the main to harass the gas. But he doesn't get a single SCV. And you know what? Meantime, Kool-Aid moved out and engaged a small number of Vultures for Fosho, and he actually pushed them back. So Kool-Aid regaining map control a bit here. Continuing just to make Vultures only on both players. This is what they call Vulture Hell in TVT. But suddenly...
I love how fast both Speed Vulture versus Speed Vulture. It's such a fun thing to watch.
Yeah.
And it looks like, ooh, that was some good mine sniping that almost went bad for Fosho.
I think it was a mistake of Kool-Aid to lay the mines there. If you're laying mines when your opponent engages you, it actually really is a disadvantage because all your Vultures are spread out and they start walking on the mines and they're not taking shots because they're facing the wrong way. So laying mines is something you do when you don't think you're about to get engaged. I don't think he expected Fosho to chase him up the ramp, but now Fosho are going to be able to reclaim this high ground because of that. Nicely done.
Seems like Fosho having the better control in these engagements.
Yeah, look at that pullback as well. So now, oh, the tank is out for Kool-Aid. We'll force Fosho to retreat here. But he will be able to lay a lot of mines, I think. Of course, Kool-Aid critically getting these mines on that ramp is very important. Fosho just starting to lay them now, but honestly, he's really not... okay, there we go. I was going to say, he's really not laying the mines he needs to lay, but he's starting now. This SCV scouting, seeing exactly where the Vultures are, that's actually quite a nice move, because you don't want to get caught unawares. If you can catch them laying mines, like I was saying, it's a good advantage.
That one Marine still stuck on that barracks. Both players.
I mean, the thing is, Fosho's barracks is not under threat. And, like, losing it is not the end of the world, but it is a painful thing, having to remake that. Because you can't make your academy as well as factories as well. So, okay, Kool-Aid needs to be careful of these mines. I mean, that's a Kool-Aid mine. I'm kind of dramatizing nothing right now. But there's mines over here, guys, I swear. I like how you just can't tell in TVT. Okay, Fosho trying to come up here again very aggressively. He does have the superior Vulture count, but if that tank comes to support, that's all it's going to take. I mean, okay, Kool-Aid engaging without the tank, but the tank's coming in the back here, going to start doing their damage. And that will be enough for Kool-Aid to take this engagement. The mines are still waiting. Oh my god.
Is he aware that those...
Oh no! Oh, barely doesn't take them out. More mines come up. The Vultures barely pick them off, but he took huge damage. But the SCVs are here. But Fosho not going to wait. He's going to run in and try and pick them off. But I don't think this is enough Vultures for Fosho. Oh! Mine goes down, though. Not bad.
Able to get one, but he's really... I mean, Kool-Aid's lucky that he has one tank survived out of that.
Yeah, okay, the Vultures continue to come
gunned down about 5 mines.
Yeah, and a lot of Vultures were lost for Fosho, right? We can see that Kool-Aid able to push forward, but hang on, these tanks running into this minefield. Needs to be careful. The Vultures can get taken out too if he's not careful. Oh my god, that did huge damage. Oh, and took out an SCV as well. So there's mines really paying for themselves. Fosho's macro slipping a bit. He hit 1,000 minerals. You see 5 factories up for both players. But I think Kool-Air is doing a bit better with his third CC already on the way here to land. Oh, okay, nice. Picks off those mines. And look at the position Kool-Air has on the map now. He only has 1 tank there now, but if he can reinforce this position, it's a very dominating position to be on this high ground above your opponent's natural. Because you're constantly threatening to cut off any Terran units moving to the left here, and that just cuts off the entire map.
Yeah, looks like already starting to think about a contain here. And even though all the units he's lost from mines, he's still... Okay, the supplies are even, my bad. I was going to say up in supply, but at least even on supply. So
well,
it shows
Kool-Air
his
is
macro's
like
been better.
About 10 up. It's 86 to 78 right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's so pixelated. I thought
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
tell if it's 8 or a 6.
Looks like Fosho going to try and bust here, and I think that's definitely the move. You need to break this before it gets any stronger. And he has 5 tanks to Kool-Air's 3, and Kool-Air's not even sieged up, so I think he'll be able to do it. But the Vulture's coming in, laying some very nice mines. Oh my god, Fosho not pulling back, but very confidently just picks off the mines. Oh, but he advances into one there. That is huge damage. And now more mines come up for Kool-Air. Looks like Kool-Air's going to maintain this position. And Fosho just used like the best part of his forces to try and break it and failed. I would have loved to see some SCVs pulled with that. They really would have made a critical difference there.
Yeah, I thought that he was going to be able to break that, but there was just 2 tanks coming to reinforce.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to try to spread out his position. So I guess where the tanks lay right now, it's not really a contain. If he can get to his third.
It's very tough though. If you only have this very narrow part to move your unit through, it still advantages Kool-Air hugely. And like I was saying before, just threatening to cut this off at any time is a big advantage for Kool-Air as well, because Fosho has to leave a lot of units here. And look at this, the Vulture's running around though. They're going to get a nice run by here. Only 1 Vulture coming up to contest, and that tank is too slow. Don't worry about him. Vulture's coming to the ramp. That's a good move to try and block this off, but I think a lot of damage is still going to go down. In fact, Fosho has mines here if he wants to take out that tank. But no, he's happy just to hit these SCVs. Oh my gosh, huge damage right now. Look at the SCV count. It's like 47 for Fosho and only 33 for Kool-Air. That's
Is a CC built in the main?
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Good
Okay.
spotting there. But he's not able to float it out just yet. Oh, I say that, but he immediately does it. He just needed that mine, of course, to land it. But damn, that was huge damage done there by Fosho with those vultures.
Yeah, at least 10 SCVs gone.
Yeah, they die so fast, man. As a Terran player, you're used to your SCVs being tanky, right? Because they're tankier than probes or drones. But then vultures are like, nothing is tanky to us.
That 1 mine?
Yeah.
At least force a scan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the scan's out. Okay, they are. But yeah, that's good value for that. I mean, mines are free, right? So they say. Ooh, that eBay is not going to finish, my friend. Need to cancel that. Oh, he gets vision, though. He actually got vision, got a tank. And you know what? One got baited in. There you go. These tanks are in range of each other right now, by the way. If a scan goes down... Ooh, bit of an overextension from Kool-Air. Or is it, actually? He's making an attack here. The Vultures of Fosho busy killing that mine, but I think they'll be able to clean up these tanks pretty easily. Yeah, they're just going to come and lay mines all over them. Look at those SCVs transferring through the very narrow angle.
And that's a really interesting idea, using an eBay to get vision and then canceling it so you don't only really spend a few minerals.
I don't think it was intended, but it did work out pretty interesting, didn't it? I mean, maybe that's the strat next time, because the SCV doesn't have to go all the way out to the edge of the building, right? It can put it such that the SCV isn't getting hit, but the building is. That feels like a strategy that the AIs will be using in like 2100. You know,
exactly.
They'll be doing that kind of next level thing. Oh my god, these tanks, these mines could do huge damage. I mean, taking out the tanks alone would be worth it. Okay, one gets very low. Oh, nice. That was actually in range. Honestly, it's worth it. 3 vultures for a tank, totally worth it. So I think Fosho is still very happy with this. Okay, finally Fosho landing that third. Immediately going for the gas. Knows what he's about. I think that's definitely the right move here. Kool-Air doing a good job remaking SCVs. Has recovered a little bit. And still has this great position. But Fosho's army is looking a lot stronger. If we look how many tanks he has, he's got more reinforcements ready. I think it's only a matter of time till Fosho does a big bust here and escapes this position.
Yeah, I think what we're looking at here is, I mean, yes, Kool-Air's position was annoying because it made Fosho have to operate on such a narrow strip. But in practice, it didn't really do anything, and now he's got all these units kind of up here. He's been slowly bleeding as well, where he's actually not in that good of a tactical position.
And I love how decisive Fosho is. He just immediately commits the vultures. I mean, I guess it didn't work out this time, but he's not hesitating and taking shots for free. And look at all these tanks coming across here. I think this will be enough to at least extend the position further to the left. Ooh, that
Yeah, Fosho up about 15 SCVs as well.
Yeah.
In a great position. And now with these tanks going to siege there, I would say the pseudo-contain is pretty much over.
Well, he
As
still
he could
holds
expand
this.
to 12 o'clock.
He still holds this ramp though.
Right, but I
which
mean,
good
is it a
position.
contain if you can expand to other bases?
It's
You
not a
can take
contain.
12.
It's not a contain, but it's a very threatening position because, like I was saying, you have to leave a lot of forces here because if Kool Aid cuts this off, then suddenly Fosho can't circulate units. That's a big deal in TVT. So I don't know. I still like Kool Aid's position here as long as he can recover his economy. Those vultures, I mean, they get some damage on tanks from splash damage, I guess. Oh, that tank was in range though. That's very unfortunate. Now Fosho might be able to take back this ramp, and then he'll really be looking good. Honestly, if he does take back this ramp, pretty much everything is in his favor, I think.
Yeah, I'd like to see Fosho try to get some, Kool-Aid try to get some drops going.
Yeah.
Some sort of harass. I mean, 25 SCVs have been killed at this point to almost none from Fosho.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
gonna get that tank. That's nice. Oh, pulls it back. Nice micro from Fosho, but that tank never had a chance.
Did clear a lot of those mines, though.
That's true. At least he did that with his dying breath. So,
It's
Kool
a kamikaze move.
cutting off Fosho from moving across the map here. I mean, this is the tricky thing in TVT. It's hard to know where to engage. And look, he scans, he sees there's not much there, so he'll push here. But I was really thinking, you know, if he scans and sees how little is at the ramp, he can actually bust out of that as well. But he's probably just thinking that Fosho is committing most of his forces there. So it's a bit unfair for us casters. Perfect information. Oh, that mine. Okay, it does get taken out. That would have done huge damage.
Kula's army is kind of spread out.
Yeah.
Not really massed in one location, except I guess most of it right now is outside of Fosho's natural. So if Fosho were to unsiege and siege up the third position at, I guess, 9 or like 8 o'clock, be almost unstoppable, I feel like.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. The thing is, Fosho's just taking a big supply lead here, just from having better engagements, I think, and more SCVs so far. He's up 30 supply right now, and dropships actually coming out for Fosho first. We're seeing the science vessels again. We saw this yesterday, and they actually seem pretty useful, but I do question how much gas it costs. But Kool-Aid has a decent mineral gas balance, I suppose, with Fosho not spending all of his money, so I can't really criticize. Both players starting to do the standoff on these ramps. Pretty common in this matchup, that this area is just no man's land.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, are D-Matrix not really that common in later game TBT, or?
You don't see it that often, no, because the vessels just cost a lot of gas, but it is really strong. Like, maybe we should see it more. I mean, I have seen Flash do it, right? And if Flash does it, can't say don't do it, right? So I think it's a legit strategy, it's just not a common one. Alright, get used to that sound. Like I said yesterday, if you play TBT, you can hear that a lot. All those vultures are like, nope, not today. Kool-Aid really cutting everything off in mind. You know what's still undecided, though, is these bottom right bases. Technically, Kool-Aid controls that position on the map right now, but these mines here with Fosho are denying those. I think whoever takes the bottom right two is going to win this game, because it seems like the rest of the map is getting split pretty evenly. Presumably, neither player is going to be able to take the very top left for some time here. Ooh, vulture engagement going quite well for Fosho there.
Yeah, it looks like Kula, I mean, he theoretically should be able to hold that ramp. And is that a building CC or a floated CC at 10 o'clock?
It's finished.
For Kula.
Oh, 10 o'clock, right. Yeah, no, that's building just now. So yeah, Fosho built it and then floated over, which looks like he's working out better. He's already mining that gas, not worrying about minerals too much. And like, he technically has control of this top left for now, but look at this, Kool-Aid coming up with a tank. I mean, in the long term, it doesn't matter if you expand slower if you take the position, as long as you can hold on. By the way, what did Fosho do with that dropship? Has he not used it yet? I didn't see it. So much going on the map right now, I have to keep track. But yeah, Kool-Aid is taking that top left location, at least for now.
Oh, it looks like a drop in the... Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's...
Yeah, the barracks, right? That's why I'm like, oh god, is there a drop going on? Finally,
the only thing I see something at the third of Kula.
That's a mine.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, see, it's hard to
trying
tell.
to read the mini-map.
Yeah. I don't know where the dropship is, but it has not dropped yet. Maybe it's still just chilling at the starport. Oh, look at this. He's building them up at the starport. Fair enough. But actually, Cloak coming out for Kool-Aid, and he's building Wraith, so he might have scanned this, and he's thinking, okay, well, I'm just going to get ready to intercept those. Oh, look at this. Fosho finally busting here. Realizes there's not that much here, and this is really Kool-Aid's best position on the map. He loses this. I'm not sure what he has going for him. Vulture's getting on top of those tanks. Mine's going to do so much damage here. Oh my gosh. Okay, mines will go down. Oh, that last mine. Wow, all those mines got picked off. I'm amazed. And now Kool-Aid's reinforcing. It looks like Fosho won't actually be able to get up here. Damn. And he lost so many tanks doing this.
Yeah, I think that might... Well, okay, the supplies are still vastly in favor of Fosho, but at least he hung on to that position. Now, he should not overextend here.
Well, I think moving forward is fine. He just needs to siege a little bit further back. He's not sieging at all, sending in more tanks here. And he will maintain this position with these siege tanks for sure. Oh, that vulture, though. Getting in, doing its damage. Oh, almost did the sickest mine drag ever. That, oh, sorry, mouse fell off. Dropships actually revealed for Kool-Aid there too. So both players with a bunch of dropships, but Kool-Aid getting the Wraiths as well. Where's his starport? I guess he's cut off on those for now. Dropships not being used yet because he just needs more units to put in them. I mean, the thing is, because Fosho is defending so strongly over at this 12, he has a lot less than the natural, as we can see. Still another player able to take these bottom right bases.
Yeah, Fosho's up to 75 SCVs.
Nice, a man after my own heart.
Quite heavily, but he's still spending. His macro is quite decent. I mean, when you have 75 SCVs, it's quite hard to spend it all.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid. What is he gonna do? I mean, how many dropships does he have built at this point?
Two. I saw two. They're at the natural sea here. But yeah, I don't know what he's gonna put in them. You know, I will play TBT and I'll think, okay, you know, that was a pretty tough game. It was close, but I won in the end. Then I'll look at the replay. I have like 100 SCVs. And I'm like, would have been easier if I had a few less. Okay, Fosho loaded up. Oh, no, changed his mind. He's going to go around the army. I thought he was going to drop on that army, but none of it's really sieged up, so I'm not really working out. Look at this. He's going to bust and drop at the same time. Sees that Kool-Aid is unsieged, actually. You're going to take advantage. Oh my gosh, that's huge. Getting these tanks almost for free, and now he's going to drop on the rest. Demetrius goes down, and you can see it absorbs a lot of damage, but there's a lot of tanks there. The drop going down with a beautiful mine drag as well. Oh my god. And looks like Fosho going to bust through this position now. Wraiths are out, but they're not in the right spot, trying to attack these tanks, but Goliaths are ready for this. Without even moving, they can still hit those. And now Fosho taking this high ground, looking really good right now.
Yeah, Kool-Aid really being out-generaled here, and you need such a number of Wraiths to really make anything work against Goliaths. I think he lost like 4 there or something.
He's going to move up for the attack here. I don't think he realizes quite how much Fosho has here. And the mines, oh, those mines doing huge damage. And those tanks will all get taken out quite easily here. Wraith's still trying, but I mean, as soon as these Goliaths scan, they will kill this.
Looks like the vultures of Fosho are in the 10 o'clock base, and there's nothing there.
Great move,
some mines
realizing
up as well.
That the tanks, you know, had attacked, so there's an opening there. Going to get even more SCVs, and like the whole game, the SCV count has been so inferior for Kool-Aid. I mean, he did kill a lot, but also Kool-Aid didn't really make them as much as he could have. The thing is, all the units in the center seem to have disappeared. I don't know if they ran into mines or like they had a fight. I didn't see. But I mean, Fosho needs to secure that position if he wants to take these bottom right bases. SCV's there for Kool-Aid, trying to look at taking those, but the mines blocking them. Oh my god, that's so many mines right now. That will actually buy quite a bit of time.
Looks like there's a 1 or 2 tanks at that position for Kool-Aid.
One's unsieged in the
number of Goliaths is going to start to be able to clear those mines really quickly.
Well, I mean, with these reinforcements, maybe Kool-Aid can barely hold that mine doing key damage. It did kill a couple of SCVs, but it did take out most of his Goliaths. So Kool-Aid holding the position for now. SCV's going to fight these siege tanks, which is actually not that bad. But does he have that many SCVs to spare? He's really not microing them. He's not actually going to attack. There we go. Now they're getting to work. A single Goliath coming up to finish those off as well. So many units banking in Fosho's natural right now. He's just focused on microing over here. I think it's a bit of a mistake. If you just like A-move those units across the map, I mean in TVT that's usually not very good, but in this case I think he just has so much more. These mines going down. Kool-Aid only on 84 supply. I think this is the beginning of the end for Kool-Aid here. Trying to attack in the center again. Does take out that tank, but he's losing this left side base. And look how much units Fosho has just waiting here. Loads up most of them, but even so, he can still take out this attack easily. GG.
I think he was trying to go for the satisfaction of having a nice doom drop to end the game, but
that would be cool, wouldn't it? It's great when like you just fly your dropships into your opponent's base, they leave before even seeing if they're empty.
Exactly. It's almost like coming in with a recall and just leave,
right?
Especially no GG in that situation.
Oh,
no GG.
For sure. I've definitely GG'd instantly after a recall goes down because like I'm like, oh god, please let the turret stop it, and it's like, nope, guess I lose. All right, so
man, you generally defend very well against recalls, though.
Oh, I'm struggling recently, to be honest. I don't know what's changed.
Now the fighting spirit is finally out of the map pool.
That's right, now I'm struggling. No, honestly, on Fighting Spirit I struggle the most, because they just keep recalling the third. Anyway, we're not talking about TVP just yet. Here in the top right, in the grey, we have Kool-Aid, and the top left, in the white, we have Fosho. Currently up 1 game in this best of 3 after winning game 1. A pretty convincing long game. I feel like Kool-Aid took a little bit of advantage at the start, but Fosho with great SCV production and harass just took the lead and slammed more units into his opponent, and that gives you the win at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep harping on this thing that we talked about, but Fosho's, not Fosho, sorry, Kool-Aid's units really weren't holding or weren't in a position where they were gaining him any value. And being that far across the map, the reinforcement line was so much longer for him.
Oh, well, see, I don't agree with
over
that, though.
time.
This is a fundamental thing in TVT, that every inch of ground you get can be worth money because your opponent has to attack into siege tanks to get it back. So I don't think the problem is necessarily that he was extended over the map. He wanted to be on that high ground position. The problem was he tried to extend too far to the left and deny Fosho from coming round and taking additional bases. I think if he focused everything on the top of the ramp, and if Fosho starts coming round, he just instantly attacks, I think would be better. But you definitely want to take every
Right, so you're saying
can.
inching forward from the ramp to cut off the naturals, what
Yes.
you're saying you should have done.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
In TVT, you never want to sit back. Well, in the early game is different, but after the early game's over, you always want to be as far forward as you possibly can. By the way, forward 11 racks coming out here. Not crazy from Kool-Aid, but just kind of seeing if he can mess with a barracks expand or something like that. This is a bit risky because if your opponent's scouting SCV comes by, this is going to be delayed a bit. And of course, if it's 8 racks, this is not favourable at all. But who knows, maybe he'll scout the centre after this. But I don't mind it. I quite like this as like a kind of keep them honest kind of play. Both players taking gas this time, by the way. No racks expands coming out.
Looks like the first SCV for Fosho is going to go down. Oh, looks like he's going to be scouting the middle.
By the way, did they play top versus bottom? They didn't. Seeing these colours are kind of similar, actually, now that I look at it, but unfortunately they played melee or whatever, so we cannot change them. But yeah, heading in here. Well, here's the question. Okay, I was going to say, will Kool-Aid actually make a Marine? Sorry, Fosho actually make a Marine? Because sometimes you just want to skip it, right? You don't really want a Marine in TBT. Who wants that? But it can be very risky, even against forward 11 racks. If you skip it, your opponent can come in and starts suddenly kill a couple of SCVs, and you're like, oh, damn. Okay, Fosho getting a full scout here. He probably went past the barracks, but I didn't see it. He did go past that, right?
He scouted middle, then he scouted that base. So he hasn't seen it yet.
Well, I think Fosho is fine here. Like, you know, he just made 2 Marines of his own, so it's no big deal. And he does see it. And here's the thing. I don't know if he's... I think he should know by what he scouted. It's not an 8 racks or anything. It's just a 4-11 rack, so I don't think we'll see any big reaction here. Oh, he actually pulls back from the ramp. Interesting. Oh, no, that was just a mistake. Oh, he wanted that scouting SCV, which is still in here. Just watching everything that goes on. 3rd Marine coming up from Fosho, and I guess it's warranted because Kool-Aid going for his own 3rd Marine.
Is there a possibility that he thought it could be double racks?
No, I don't think so. Again, when you scout this in the base that the factory's already going down, you're like, okay, well, there's no way you're going BBS here. Like, you know, having already taken your gas and all that. Oh my god, that scanning SCV is so annoying. Okay, Marines, leave the ramp to come get it. I guess he figures he's not in any danger anymore, because Kool-Aid's already sent his Marines home. Scanning SCV Fosho is going to get cleared out. So the CC going down first for Kool-Aid here. Looks like Fosho's going to start in just a minute. Yeah, Fosho actually making more Marines here, so as a kind of like aggression mind game, intimidation tactic, I guess, this forward racks worked, and Fosho's CC is delayed because he made more Marines.
Interesting. Okay, I don't know too much about the intricacies of the first racks placement, but...
Oh, hang on. 2 factories coming up for Fosho before the CC. Maybe he's like, okay.
I like this.
He thinks I'm expanding, but I'm just going to double down here. But the thing is... Oh, no. I was going to say he's getting a tank right away, but he's not. Getting the shop first and making a vulture. This is actually probably the worst case scenario against this. Because you either want to be making maximum vultures for defense, or you want to go straight to tanks. Because if you just have fewer vultures, I mean, that's the best thing for more vultures to kill, you know? There's nothing worse against vultures than fewer vultures.
Oh, you wait. Man, I thought he was going to try to wait that barracks to pass before moving out with the vultures.
No, he doesn't care apparently. He's just coming straight across. Now, this high ground might make a big difference here. Marines do excellent DPS to vultures, but they do die quickly.
Oh my god.
Okay, looks like Kool-Aid wins
That second
the first
vulture
fight.
was not... And I believe I know from experience that position, it was still firing up ground.
Yeah.
That's high ground, that's what it's called, not up
Fosho
ground.
still has his 4 Marines. I don't think it's necessarily bad for Kool-Aid because he is going to be producing... Sorry, for Fosho, because he's going to be producing more vultures here. So, I mean, maybe that's a trade he can take, maybe not, I'm not sure. He's getting his own CC after all, so he's not really going with a kind of all-in vulture attack here. And it looks like Kool-Aid actually probably will stabilize. I don't think there'll be any issues. Third factory coming up. But this barrack's going to die pretty fast. That is a pretty good deal for Fosho, being able to kill that with his 4 Marines here. Okay, vultures coming in at the natural, but they are forced to retreat because of Fosho's superior vulture count. Kool-Aid needs to be really careful here. I believe speed is done for both players, yes? Oh no, it's still researching for Fosho. Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so slow vultures versus speed vultures.
Yeah, so the speed vultures, of course, can get whatever engage they want or just run away. So he has the map control for now, but he needs to be very careful when speed finishes that he suddenly doesn't get caught, and the defender's advantage means that Fosho outnumbers him by a huge margin. Look at these 4 Marines. These 4 Marines actually add a lot here. Like I was saying, even though they die very quickly to vultures, they do add very good DPS. And 4 is a lot. Like, that's nothing to be
Do you think
sneezed
there was a
at.
chance where Kool-Aid dives with the speed vultures while the Marines are in the main?
Yeah, maybe, but
Do you think he contemplated that?
I think Fosho just had too many. All these mines going down, and like I was saying, you don't want to be caught laying mines. Fosho with the superior vulture count and the Marines going to come in and get a great trade to start here. Oh, and that puts Kool-Aid in a lot of trouble because he doesn't have a tank or anything like that coming out. Okay, retreating.
So, and now with the barracks gone for Kool-Aid, is Fosho going to do any sort of interesting tech play?
Well, he has to retreat. Kool-Aid has to retreat to his main here because there's just too many vultures. What is coming out for Kool-Aid is there seems to have been a hiccup in production. I don't know if it's a supply block or what, but he has to defend with his SCVs. And I mean, as we've seen, Vulture's very good against SCVs. By the way, the Marines hitting mines, but I don't think he really cares about the Marines. God, I wish we had top versus bottom because I don't know whose units are who right here. Well, every SCV that dies is definitely Kool-Aid's. These Vultures doing huge damage. Once again, Kool-Aid going to fall down in SCVs here in this game, and there's nothing left to defend. They're just going to town. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this looks like critical damage
The
by
tank
far,
is out.
and
The tank is out. It can finally push this back. Oh my gosh. 9 SCVs left. Oh my gosh. GG. I think that's a fair call too. He had no economy after that. So, looks like Fosho going to take it 2-0 just like that.
Oh my god. I swear that I thought some of those vultures were Kool-Aid's or what. I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah.
I don't know. The colors were so similar, and with the low
Like I said,
quality, I could not tell.
I think there was a production hiccup for Kool-Aid there, like over his supply belt or what, I don't know. So hey, guess what? That's another point for IKEA. My god, they are crushing it. Alright, we're going to go into Tier 0 now. So we're all done with Tier 1s. We're stepping into that slightly higher level of play. We're going to see the best that CPL has to offer. I mean, that's no exaggeration when you see which 2 players we have. Let's get into the next series.
Oh, Crane. All right. Old timer.
Yes.
Let's go.
Well, and he had a hell of a fight to get here against Shafir. We'll get into that in a moment. Alright, in the top right, in the red, we have Crane. I would argue the best Protoss in CPL. In the bottom left, well, you can intro this guy.
Thank you. I cannot read. I swear to God, I cannot read what that says.
It's Kiko.
Okay. So grainy. Alright, that is Kiko, the baby poop green Terran.
I prefer olive. It is a pretty bad color, though. Yeah.
That looks... Yeah. The diaper of a
You
child
have to say
who's...
that, man. Oh my god. A child who's what? Go on. Might as well finish it.
been loosed in a blueberry patch and ate blueberries all day, and that's their diaper is now green.
Oh god.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. It just came to mind.
Alright.
Crane, of course. What can we say about Crane? But I've taught him everything I know. Everything he knows. Pretty much. So, you know, bringing Crane under my wing, teaching him the ways of Protoss, has been an enriching journey for me. So, you know, it's always good to see one of my students make it into the big leagues. So
Yeah, and he's definitely developed into a very tenacious player. What I always say about Crane's play is if you give him an opening, he will always take it. That's my impression of Crane's play in general. But let's not hype up Crane too much. Kiko also a really solid turn player. I don't know if I'd necessarily give him the title of best Terran in CPL, but definitely one of the best. So definitely going to be a very tough match here. I am very excited for this one in particular. And like I was saying, Crane had a hell of a battle in semifinals to get through Shafir as well, which I would say was like the two best Protoss in CPL going head to head. And it was like a pretty close series too. So I think this is definitely be one of the matches to remember.
Yeah, I have so much respect for Crane. Of course, I was being sarcastic. Crane is an insanely good Protoss player. Yeah. Very analytical. I just wanted to say that in case people who were watching thought I was actually anywhere close to Crane's level.
Well, I mean, we'll see if Crane can graduate from CPL if we have to disallow him next season. But I don't know if Kiko can take him down. Maybe that means he can stay.
Yeah, and Crane, I mean, not expecting any sort of cheesy play from him. But, you know, these type of matchups, you can go for, on Eclipse, some of these maps I see a lot of openings for strong timing attacks, not necessarily cheesy plays, but, you know, Crane is not a passive, saying he's not a cheesy player does not mean he's a passive player by any means.
Absolutely. He loves putting the pressure on the goons for sure. And so far, pretty normal openings for both players, by the way. I mean, okay, the Nebline meme, I have to criticize SimCity. I don't know why the first factory is there, but maybe we'll see soon. It's a very odd spot, but whatever. I won't harp on it too much. I'll try and restrain myself. It is going to be a 2-fact, so I guess he's putting it there to avoid scouting. But honestly, like, if a probe gets in, a probe gets in. You know, you're not going to be able to find this. You might as well make the rally point as close as possible. That's my take on it. So, Crane not really with any scouting at all so far. I assume he's going to goon scout, but this SCV's holding him up a long time, so he really has no idea. He gives up on the SCV thinking, okay, I better go scout. Putting down that 23 Nexus. Second goon will be out in a minute to deny this SCV as well. So, this is not going to be a long game one way or another, probably. We'll see if Crane has the micro required to take down this 2-fag. It is very tough against a player like Kiko. Kiko even going for the fake bunker. That's an excellent move to try and fool your opponent. Okay, maybe he won't. Yeah,
this situation's gonna be difficult for Crane, but I like choosing to go 23 Nexus. It's kind of a middle of the road option between, you know, 21 strict 21 Nexus. Ooh. Oh, that's a lot of damage on that goon though.
No, it's intentional.
Okay, at least it was only field damage.
It was intentional. He was checking
to
for
poke
CC.
and see the bunker.
No, to see the CC.
Sorry.
Which he did not see. So I think he knows.
Rusty.
Yeah. I think he knows. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. If I look at that, I wouldn't say definitively like it was enough vision to have seen the CC or not. I couldn't say for sure, but I think Crane will know. And he sees a 4th Marine, actually. That's already pretty suspicious. No bunker down still. I think Crane will have a pretty good idea. But we don't see an additional gateway. Okay, there it goes. The Robo went up first. But I mean, here's the thing. At this point, there's not that much reaction you can have as Protoss. You've already committed to this Nexus. You got to do what you can. Alright, this goon's starting to kite back. Range is finished. Doing great damage to these Marines. In fact, this is a mistake by Kiko. He should know the jig's up, and he should stop trading damage on these Marines, because when the actual push comes, they'll be that much weaker now. Okay, here comes the first tank. Oh my gosh. Okay, Crane needs to really be careful not to lose this goon now.
Okay, does he have a pylon wall started as natural?
He has one pylon.
Just one pylon.
Is he
going to go for shield battery? That's the question.
Well, he's running out of time if he wants to do it. Okay, there it is. Nope, that's an observatory. Well, nonetheless...
Okay, that's a good part of the wall, but
there
really
it is.
Go for shield battery. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good position. If he pulls probes, I mean, he may not have to pull probes. We'll see, but...
Okay, the 3 tanks coming out.
It's going to be tough.
The classic 3-tank 2-fac, although not with that many Marines, interestingly. But no siege, instead going for vulture speed. You know, I see this kind of often now. I'm intrigued by it, because honestly, I feel like siege is the way stronger option for this push. But nonetheless, he's going for speed and mines. Going to really lean into those vultures to get something done here. Even positioning the SCV to expand. I'm not sure when he's going to be able to afford that. But yeah, Crane getting set up here. Knows what he's up against. Even the 3rd gate is already finished. So Goon's going to be coming out in high numbers now. And then honestly, Kiko kind of being a bit sluggish getting across the map here. I don't think you want to wait for your vulture upgrades. You really just want to get in there before there's too many Goons out. And now the tank's moving up here.
Man, I really would have liked to see siege as well from Kiko, because getting those pylons down would be so huge here and might make the difference. We'll see. There's a lot of Goons out, and he needs a pylon back.
If Crane can... Oh, yeah, for the shield battery, you're right, he does too. If Crane trades these pylons for time, though, I don't think it's that bad, because he has the Observer now. There's no siege, so he can just come forward and get a fine engage, I think, once he has enough Goons. And he's producing them 3 at a time, so I think Crane is totally fine for the time this is buying.
Yeah, as long as I hope that the back pylon can be up, so he has his shield battery for the engage. It's gonna be close. Okay, he's gonna get it. So Crane is always perfect timing.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, stepping in for the engage now. Nice mine placement. Pulls back a little bit. The shield battery doing some work. Oh, but that mine really disrupting those goons. Doesn't go off still, though. Oh, my gosh. Okay, that mine goes down. These probes have to be careful, but luckily... Oh! Oh, my gosh. A fair few of them die.
So close.
Yeah. And those tanks all still alive.
Is there energy on the shield battery?
There is.
There is. He missed a couple shield battery chances early on.
Probe's pretty good, though. Oh, my gosh. That was so dangerous.
Amazing.
But so many probes have fallen.
God, amazing probe block.
Okay, if Crane still somehow survives and his Nexus is alive... Oh, but how many probes is he going to have? GG. Looks like Kiko's done it.
And did he... I almost want to go back to the replay. Did he start that... What was his third... Was that just a probe over there? Was he starting his third?
I don't think he started third. Hang on, we'll just look quickly for your peace of mind. Let me see. No, I think it's just chilling there. Hang on, I'll watch to the end.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, he definitely
I swear I saw it over there.
No, just a second probe.
Okay, it was just a second probe. Okay.
Yeah. So well done by Kiko
so close to being
able
to hold that. I'm so frustrated for Crane.
That
is OP.
Terran's... I think the piece of the puzzle he's missing there is trying to drag mines into those tanks. Like, step a goon forward and just do what you can. Because at least you're going to kill a vulture with that. If your goon's going to die anyway, I think it's a strong tactic against the 2-fac. Alright, going into game 2 here. In the bottom left, in the grey, we have Kiko up 1 game in this best of 3.
And in the top left-hand corner, we have the Protoss Crane.
Alright, well, I talked him up. He said best Protoss in CPL, but now he's got to walk the walk after getting taken down by that 2-fac. Kiko definitely showing his strength.
I almost don't want to, offer suggestions to Crane, but I wonder if the probe pull needed to be earlier to be able to fight that.
But if you do that, and then the mines might take them out, it's very risky.
Right. Yeah.
I just think he needs to start engaging...
There's a chance, though, that he could get the mine drag. He could get the mine drag onto the tanks as well, though.
Yeah, maybe. But I think he needs to start the engage as soon as his observer was out. He kind of waited till the Terran came to him, which I think was a mistake. But I know it's tough. 2-fac's always a bit tough to hold.
Well, Kiko better not go for 2-fac again.
He might. It worked first time. I mean, okay, it's not going to be ideal on this map, though, because Crane has that high ground towards the Terran. Like, if you look over here, like, how is he going to get up this ramp if there's a bunch of goons up the top of it? So, I don't expect we'll see a 2-fac. But then again, if your opponent isn't expecting it, that makes it all the stronger.
I know Crane really does like this map a lot.
Ooh,
the mining is very efficient.
We're going to see a low ground barracks here, so Kiko might go for a Rax FE here.
Interesting.
It could be that modern build where you take gas anyway, and then, like, you can go for the CC right away or whatever you want to do. But I know it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it's going to take gas, so we are going to see a Rax FE here. We'll see if Crane has any ideas to punish that, or if he's just going to double expand himself.
Yeah, I'd like to see double expand.
I think it's a good response to Rax FE. The only danger, of course, is a 2-base push. But I mean, there are ways you can still hold that if you've double expanded. It's just tricky. I guess any opening or response you do always has risks associated with it, right? So it's kind of a meaningless thing to say.
Yeah, and I don't really know if Crane has started using carriers a lot more into his play. I know he used to be more of an Arbiter player.
Carriers on this map, do you think? I think this is not such a good map for carriers, to be honest. Thing is, if you have some kind of advantage already, being aggressive with carriers here is very strong because you can abuse the high ground near the mineral only and behind the natural. But if Terran is in a position where they can push across before your carriers are ready, which, in a normal game, that's how it goes, I think it's not very good at all.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer just the play of Arbiters, to be honest.
Yeah.
On most maps.
Well, Arbiters are robust, right? Like, they're just always very useful no matter what's happening, right? But carriers do depend on the situation and the map so much. That's why we see Arbiters more, I think.
Yeah, so... Okay, do we... no Zealot from Crane, so he's not going to be doing anything.
So he's just going to put his pressure on with Goon range and get his Nexus like normal. It looks like he's not going to do any crazy response. And, sometimes it is better if you just don't get thrown off by any greedy opening. You just do your thing. It can work off better than trying to do some kind of counter. He's going to deny this scout. Oh, he's not. He's going to let it in.
Okay, interesting. Crane's build order looks a little different. It's a little different from last game.
Yeah.
He's adding on a second goon. Now, if it's 23 next, you would get 2 goons, which I really love. I like it a lot more than 21 next.
You know what I suspect? I suspect he's going to go 28 next into Reaver here. That's my call. He wants to put...
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
28 next is what it looks like.
Because I think he wants to put a lot of pressure on with the goons, like pressure this bunker, get value out of that. That's pretty good to do against this. But then I think he's not going to take a third base right away. He wants those goons for security, and like with the Reaver as well, you'll know a 2-base push won't be able to do anything. That's my guess. I could be wrong. He could not even build a robo. Who knows? Could be that DT after expand. Could be anything. 2-base carrier. Let's go. I don't know. But that's my guess. I'm pinning my hopes on Reaver. Well, there's the robo.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see... I'd like to see a Reaver, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it's not. We'll see. I don't...
I mean, it's always like maybe you can harass, maybe you can't. I feel like, again, any choice you make is going to have risks to it. But I think against Rex FE opening in general, it's quite good because if Terran's thinking of going for a 2-base push, it's good against that. It forces them to maybe get that eBay or whatever else to deal with the Reavers, so they're kind of nullifying a bit of that economic advantage. I quite like it. Okay, these goons starting to get their value.
And,
sorry, you go.
Yeah, I think the utility of Reaver on this map is quite nice for defending pushes. Up on those little pizza slice, the little, high ground areas.
Crane stepping forward, just getting the max damage he can. I like it. Like I say, you give him an opportunity, he'll take it. It's like, all right, well,
Okay, the SCVs weren't repairing for a second, so a lot of economical damage for Crane. Very nice.
Did the scouting SCV just get taken out? I didn't see. Did it? Oh, it did. Okay, so there is an observatory. No support bay yet. So maybe he will just be going into pretty normal, like, third base. Looks like he will actually expand here. Another scouting SV on the map for Kiko, though. But more SCVs falling. The unsieged tank coming out. I mean, since these goons have already traded off their shields, they can't really dive. But Crane really pressured that bunker as much as he could. Made sure Terran was nervous. Look at that. Terran pulling extra SCVs, too. So Crane doing a great job just with this goon pressure. Oh my god, that SCV killed the probe at the third, though. That's a bit awkward for Crane if he's playing to
I think the 5... Okay. Very nice.
Oh, I was wondering if he'd target the wounded one, and he did. Nicely done by Kiko, so we'll hold this off.
He got lucky that Crane, the second one, was just far enough out. He almost lost 2 goons there.
Yeah,
but still 1 goon for the amount of damage he done. Not too bad.
Sure, but would have been better if he didn't lose any goons, right? Crane definitely showing he's able to put the pressure on, but Kiko definitely standing up to it, and Kiko looking fine so far. But that said, he doesn't have that many SCVs, I just noticed. Like, he seems to have cut a lot of them, probably because he had to repair so much. So, honestly, Crane not looking bad. Let's see what he goes into here. Academy coming up, presumably an armory soon to follow, so not going straight into 4-fac or anything crazy like that. And no Reaver is going to be coming out here. We're just going straight to third base for Crane.
Yeah, and the Templar Archive's coming in for Crane. I believe it finished, so he's just going, looks like, straight into Arbiter Tech.
Templar Archives? Really? Where at?
Oh, I saw the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's the observatory you're looking at, I think. Citadel has not
really
started
looked
yet.
like a Templar Archives.
That would be fast as hell. That would be 7 minutes.
It would be. I was going to say, I was expecting it around 7:30.
Okay,
and I was
Citadel
going to
is
say, maybe he's
starting
going
now.
for like some super fast. Okay.
Well, I think it
So
will
it'll
be
be
3-gate arb for sure. Sorry, 3-base arb, I should say. It certainly looks like. Alright, first Vulture's going to come out, start getting on the map, but that observer sees everything. Wow, looks like Kiko wants to extend out and take a third pretty fast here. That's pretty ballsy. If Protoss is going for a 2-base powering style, this could lead to instant death, but he does scan there. Actually, wait, what did he just scan? I heard him scan. He scanned the observer with nothing to shoot it? That was a bit odd. I guess he was trying to get it with the Marines, but the Marines weren't in position. That was weird. Alright, Speed Vulture's coming up here. That third is open except for this goon. That goon is very low. Oh, the probe transfer. Ooh. Perfect timing by Kiko. He can actually kill this goon pretty quickly just by shooting at it. Instead, places mines, doesn't realize quite how low it is. And that probe will sneak
Crane
past.
luckily moved that goon up just in time. So not going to lose too many probes. Already approaching 50 probes. Going to be good saturation for 3 base.
Yeah, Crane really...
I really like... If Kiko is going to take that third, going to take the close third, I really like this position from just PvT in general. I think you have a lot of options to attack. You can kind of just wait until the Terran moves out and then attack wherever the Terran isn't.
Absolutely.
Like, it's that simple almost.
Well, that's the number one thing in PvT, I think, that a lot of people don't realize is if you're like just trying to fight the Terran army head on, you're doing it wrong. You just want to find any other possible angle, anything else you can attack other than the Terran army, and then if they get out of position trying to deal with that, they're unsieged, you get a stasis, that's when you attack the Terran army. So far, no third coming up, though. Looks like Kiko going into a bit more empowering style, adding on 3 more factories here. In fact, we didn't see an armory, so he may go for a push here, actually, but it seems a bit late that he's adding his extra factories. Okay, there's the armory, finally. Templar Archives was a bit late, unfortunately, for Crane, so his Arbiter Tech actually going to be delayed. I mean, he's been doing a decent job macroing so far, but there have been some mistakes, I have to say.
Yeah, the supplies are actually... Yeah, Crane should be up in supply right now. Does he have an observer in Kiko's base?
He does not. He only has this one in the natural.
Okay.
Yeah,
So he has not been into Kiko's main yet. Is that...
I think he went in and he went out like a while ago. I'm not sure. I mean, the thing is, he will know...
I saw his vision. It looked like it was...
Yeah. Do you want to turn it on again? I can turn it on again. I think he will know if a push is coming, obviously, with this observer here. And I don't mind this because the way he's looking at it is like, okay, if he starts moving out to a third, I want to know immediately so I can punish that. And if it is a push, like right now, he is seeing it. So he does know this is coming across the map. Now, actually, no, I guess the observer saw it. Did Crane notice it is the question, actually. This is quite brave from Kiko, actually. He does have these key mines, actually. And this is really important because these mines tell Kiko that the Protoss army is not in that area. So he's going to go for the third here, which I question. I think whenever you do this 2-base push, you have to go for the natural. Or, honestly, it's just not really going to work out. Look at this. Just like we were talking about, Crane looking like he's got to counterattack. Oh, no, he pulls back. I'm sure if he's aware quite where the Protoss army is. I mean, the Terran army is. I think he's expecting Terran to try and come into this high ground. But Terran actually is going down this this little side alley. Going to try and get into this space. All these vultures getting caught out. This is a huge pick-off for Crane. That's actually a big deal. Now these tanks are almost sort of naked. And Zealots can come through that pylon wall, no problem. Oh my gosh, big mistake by Kiko.
Yeah, he's fenced himself in here. And Crane's honestly in a great position. He could clean it up, or I'm wondering if he's considering...
These vultures, though... Well, he will clean this army, though, I think. He's coming in this narrow area.
This is a tough angle, though. What does he have in that shield? He has Zealot bombs.
Yeah, I think it's enough.
They're going to get some really nice connections there.
And Kiko microing as much as he can, but he only gets 2 vultures past. In fact, oh, the Zealot catches them, and it looks like that vulture run by will not be successful. Some probes did get hit by tanks there, but on the whole, I think this worked out very well for Crane.
Yeah, he got about 8 probes for losing for totally resetting the tank count.
Yeah.
Not a good trade at all. Crane's in an amazing position.
I want to see Crane rebuild that pylon wall, though, because Kiko is not going to waste any time capitalizing on it. Okay, it looks like he's going to rebuild it just in time. Oh, we can't wait. The speed vultures are not slow. Well, I guess that's why they call them speed vultures. Okay, he does wall it off. Very nice. Just in time, too.
Great play from Kiko, though. Recognizing...
Yeah.
Crane when you know... that pylon's actually pretty weak. He could focus it down.
I mean, probes can come and build more buildings. Oh, he's trying to jump over, but it is tricky to pull that off. Yeah, I don't know if that cannon's going to be done in time, actually. Okay, pulls the probes, anticipating these vultures are going to break through. Well, I guess technically they would have, but I don't know if the pull was necessary there. I mean, the cannon will clean them up. The probes can just fight them a bit, too. Alright, looks like he's going to get in here with Goons and clean this up. I mean, Crane's probe production has honestly suffered a bit during this push. But he does have a good gate count, and his Arbor is just finishing. So his army is well superior right now. But the economy is not that bad for Kiko if he can secure this third base quickly. I don't think Kiko's in too bad a spot. It's interesting because it's not like the push actually did that much. It's more just the pressure it put on made Crane's probe production falter a bit. But we
it's almost weird watching this because it doesn't feel like a 5-fac because of how well Crane's dealing with this. But there's no third base yet for Kiko. This was like a really delayed 5-fac push that didn't do anything.
Yeah, he's doing the CC. The thing is, he got the Armory as well, so it was like a late 5-fac with Armory, with more SCVs, you know, it wasn't so fast. He's getting ready to secure this third. I mean, the first stasis will be out soon, though. I did Crane research it, I'm not sure, but either way, he doesn't have energy just yet. Very unfortunately, he lost a bunch of goons to mines there, though. That kind of equalizes it a little bit. Nice mines.
Would you mind telling me what the Arbiter energy is at?
It's about 80 right now.
80, okay.
90. It's almost there. I don't know if he reset stasis, though. I didn't notice. I assume he did. Well,
yeah, it's got to be stasis first.
Kiko has a nice defensive setup here, though. Unless Crane can really get a good engage here, I don't know if it's such a good idea to attack. I mean, it looks like he wants to do it. EMP, of course, is not quite ready yet. The turrets will provide detection. Yeah, I don't know about this. If you can get a drag on those vultures, actually. If the vultures get taken out by mines, okay, they do pull back just in time. Those mines doing so much damage to those zealots, but he does kill some vultures with them. Stasis on those back 2 tanks,
okay,
not bad.
Great stasis, though.
Yeah.
The tank count is so low, there's just nothing there.
Do you see those 2 zealots on the flank? Oh, that shuttle died full of zealots, though, unfortunately. Bit of a blunder by Crane, losing that without dropping anything out. But he is taking out a few tanks. It looks like he'll be able to take this high ground location. Oh, rip Arbiter, though.
That D-Matrix tank would last so long. Okay, so Crane,
well, I mean,
pulling back, keeping that goon tank alive.
I mean, what? Two volleys from 12 goons still kills a D-Matrix tank, you know.
Yeah, but I think the pathing of those stasis tanks would mess it up.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
It would pull onto the other tanks.
You may be right there. So Crane just playing it safe. I guess when you have only goons left, it's smart to pull back there. I mean, as a Terran player, I can sit here going like, no, where are you going? But like, in reality, maybe it was smart of him to pull back, having done his damage and come back later. It's a shame he lost that Arbiter, though. Oh, tried to drag there. Nice try by Crane.
Yeah, losing your core group of goons is an easy way to just throw a lead away.
Oh, okay, barely. Okay, he does copper mine hit there. Yeah, these vultures are everywhere, and they've denied this top right base as well. Crane has managed to take this mineral only, but he really does need a 4th in the top right, I think, because Terran is getting this set established. No SCVs here yet, though, and Pro's still well enough up in supply. Oh, look, another probe going to be intercepted. Unfortunate. Alright, second stasis.
Yeah, and it's still 4 base first 2, though.
Yeah.
So only 1 stasis was used, so we should have 1 Arbiter with a decent amount of energy. Unless, is he only on 1 Stargate?
Yes, unfortunately he is. Well, he doesn't have that much gas with this mineral only, right? And he's not mining from the 3rd, actually. This is a big mistake, I think, by Protoss. Yeah, you need that gas for Arbiters and Templars and whatever else. Recall on the way, but there's not going to be energy for that for a while. We don't see any recall defense at all from Kiko, though, so if Crane goes forward ASAP, it could be devastating. Once again, these vultures coming across. I mean, Crane really not committing enough to actually clear this out, and look at that, they're getting to set the probes, no problem. Crane being a bit lazy, really, dealing with these vultures and mines, and it's giving Kiko a lot of value that he doesn't want to commit a bunch of goons and Observer up there.
Yeah, big respect to Kiko for that. Getting that second main up as a Protoss on this type of map or this type of point in the game is really the step where it becomes out of control to deal with as a Terran. So preventing that for this long is huge and keeping him alive, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, Crane has great upgrades right now. He has +2, +3 on the way, whereas Terran is only just finishing +2. Obviously, it's still better for Terran, but the fact that he's keeping up with those so much is good for Crane. And looks like he's ready for another attack here. I mean, I don't know if it's going to work out again. The EMP is ready. This vessel's not going to let the stasis go down this easily that time. Here he comes, trying to get in with a few zealots. Not quite dragging the mines yet. EMP does go down, so that Arbiter does nothing. Another one coming from the side. I love these flanks. They're doing a lot, but I think Kiko just has way too much. This is a very ill-advised attack. Oh my gosh, a lot of goons falling. Oh my god,
so many goons going down.
Yeah.
That's so much production time.
Yeah, like we were saying
before,
being
thrown away there.
You don't want to engage the Terran army in a straight-up fight when he's just sitting there ready for you. That's a recipe for disaster, and we saw it just there. Even in anti-timing, when Terran's +2 had just finished as well. EMP energy was just available, and that Protoss kind of obliged him by attacking in there. So Crane taking a big blow there, but he still has a big bank. But the fact there's no more bases going down really does worry me. As soon as Kiko takes a 4th, it's 4 base for 4 base, and that is the end for Protoss vs Terran. Like, you're just done.
I mean, we did see a giant jump in the bank as Crane just queued up so many zealots. If we could get on his main, how many gates does he have?
Alright, we got 9, 10...
Okay, only...
14.
Okay.
It's not enough. I'm going to say straight up. It's not enough. I mean, given he's only on 4 bases, I guess, but he needs more bases too. If he's on like 20 gates at this point, I feel a bit more comfortable about it. But the problem is, Kiko, you know, he's getting his factories up. He's on 7, building an 8th one. I don't think 14 gates is going to be enough if he builds up to a near max supply. Oh, look at these vultures. They want to deny that nexus, but luckily for Crane, the Protoss army is pretty much right here.
Yeah, I think Crane, instead of trying to engage there, should have just focused on, you know, if he has to use his control group of goons to do it, so be it. Just get the top right established. Because the fact that that still does not happen, he still doesn't have a place where he can add more gates. I think that's pretty huge.
Absolutely. And these few probes coming across, just going to get taken out too if he's not careful. This mineral only is very harassable. Oh, this goon needs to be careful. Oh no. Oh. Oh no. Unfortunate. Okay, so this fourth going down for Kiko, by the way. And this location is harder than it looks to get to for Protoss, because you're really extending your army so far. Recall can be a strong tool, and energy is available, but I don't know if Crane even knows about this yet. And honestly, Kiko is going to be in a superior... Well, not superior, but, you know, for Terran it is a superior economic position. Oh, nice EMP.
He got that EMP.
Yeah, very well done. If Terran is in equal bases, it's superior, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, go on.
With only one Stargate production, it means that you have to be very intentional with how you use your Arbiter energy. So he's not choosing to go for recalls right now, so which is fine, but I mean, I would like to see a recall here, some sort of harass, whether it's storm drops.
My take on that is if the Terran army is just sitting back and defending, I don't like recalls as much. I only like it if it's moving across the map, because then you know he's out of position to defend it. But the main is completely
But a recall into
undefended.
the main,
Yeah.
I mean,
he doesn't
if you
know,
could get one in there.
He doesn't know there's no mines there, though. He doesn't have an observer in there. If he knew, he'd probably go for it, but, like, for all he knows, there's, like, hella mines here, a vessel waiting. Oh, wait, here he goes. What were we just saying? Oh, my gosh. That is a huge recall.
He's going to stasis the ramp. He's going to stasis the
No,
ramp.
he
Oh, he got the EMP off.
Yeah, I just didn't quite catch it. But, I mean, there's already a tank here. This is doing some damage, but I don't think they're quite the damage Crane wanted it to. Terran has to work his way back here, clean this up. Though, tank going down. I mean, this is definitely still worth it. It's just a shame about that EMP. That would have been huge. Right,
yeah, I mean, getting some add-ons.
Okay,
See if he could maybe try to snipe the armors. What's the upgrades like for Terran?
He's on +2, I think, right now. Let me find out. Oh my gosh, I can't see.
He could get +3 while it's
Oh, he's on
going.
+3. No, he's on +3, so not much for Crane to do here. Look, I think it's still worth it. He took out a few units, and he's really disrupting the Terran here. But the fact that he lost one Arbiter and the other one has no energy maybe makes this not so worth it.
Okay, now it looks like the mineral only is finally up, and he's gonna.
Okay, well he's gonna.
There's a couple observers in the bottom corner, I think.
Which corner? There's mines.
Oh, I think it's at 6 o'clock or something. What am I saying? No,
o'clock?
It's not there anymore.
I don't know where the observers are, man. There's like one of the army, but still he hasn't cleared out this mine. He didn't even use observers. He used a cannon for this. Crane just refusing to make additional observers. It's really costing him. Look at this.
Oh my god,
these
they're
vultures
gonna get denied again.
Yeah, it's gonna kill this Nexus for sure. Oh my gosh. Again, really just not respecting these vultures and sending a whole group of goons. And we said it like 3 times. I'm gonna say it again. It's really costing Crane this game, and ultimately it might lose him the game if he really can't set this up. Okay, observers are here this time though, so actually the goons might be able to get in to stop this. Kiko did not focus fire the Nexus, which I think is a bit of a mistake. He may have been able to take it out there. So Crane gonna be able to secure this location finally.
Yeah, okay, so now hopefully he should have that position, but we'll see. I guess this natural should be close to mined out for Kiko, eh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for Kiko, yeah. For both players, really. They're just finishing off there. And it looks like Kiko basically stopped mining just to build turrets. Doesn't want another recall to go down here. But the 6 o'clock is healthy enough for Terran, and eventually he's going to take the 9 o'clock here. And if the game goes long enough, I don't think Protoss is really going to be able to secure the bottom right. Kiko will be able to take that, and that's how Kiko wins in a very long game. But I don't know if it's going to go that long, because honestly... Well, Crane does have a big bank, actually, so he definitely has wiggle room here. But Kiko really looking like he's in a good position. But look at this. This is a small part of the Terran army. This is really not enough. Kiko needs to get his army together before Crane collapses on him, because he sees this as the observer and his positioning, but he's going back and forth right now.
Crane can make some really good trades here if he, keeps his goons alive in the engage.
Oh, yeah.
Uses his output energy well.
Terran kind of caught on siege, gets a nice arc, but the vessels are ready. Crane doesn't really want to commit to that. That is not that many tanks. I'm not sure where the rest of his supply is. He has quite a few units at the 6 and like some vultures stuck in the main. But yeah, this Terran army just looks smaller than I would expect for 183 supply.
Good to see that the 6 o'clock base is pretty well defended against recalls.
Yeah, very well.
At this point in the game, a recall there would be massive. I mean, although he might still be able to sneak one in there if he tried.
Well, you can always do a recall if you really want, but hang on a moment. The EMP going down, it gets one Arbiter, there's still one left, has 180 energy. There's so many vessels here though, and Crane just retreats. He doesn't really want to take that fight after just getting EMP'd. Probably smart. I think it's fine just to be pacing like this because you can just wait for an opening. But I mean, these mines...
EMPs are so hard to dodge.
I think if Kiko just keeps laying mines as he goes back and forth, he'll be looking good, but he's not laying enough right now. Really needs to lay them on this high ground. Look at this, he's going to take out that observer. That's a great move. Because if
could we get the vision of just Crane real quick?
Yeah.
Does he really know where this army is? I mean, he kind of peripherally does.
Well, there we go. Sees it,
this is a game of chess right now.
That's right. Doesn't want to get caught out of position. The vessel's coming forward again. Oh, that was a great EMP, but he does manage to dodge it. Honestly, that was a really good cast. He was able to stop quickly and cast it there. Observer coming back in. Terran with no armor upgrades until now, I just realized. That is really weird. Protoss on 3-1. So upgrades are about to be the same, in fact. Another observer going to go down here. Terran's scanning like a madman, but look at this. The gates are going up in the top right, finally. And he's mining there.
Yeah, it's so late.
I think Kiko does need to take another base now or make something else happen. He's not quite going to win 4 base versus 6 here. Okay, Crane collapsing on this position. Coming in quite a narrow angle, but I mean, I think he has enough. The Zealot's getting on top of the tanks. Teammates just going down. I don't know. I think these tanks are all going to fall.
Yeah. Oh my god. So many tanks going down. This is already an amazing trade for Crane.
Yeah.
Great angle. I actually didn't even see there were no stasises in that fight.
No, all the vessels got EMP'd. I mean, Arbiters. All the Arbiters got EMP'd. Maybe not this one, but I think it was EMP'd before. So there was no energy for stasis, but he didn't need it. He just collapsed on the Terran army unprepared, just like that. And I mean, now Kiko's down on supply. He doesn't have that much money to rebuild. Suddenly this looks pretty good for Crane just from that one fight.
I mean, patience from Crane, waiting for a good angle. Kiko had some looks where it looked like he was going to be able to defend that really well. But in the very last position, there were no forward mines.
Yeah.
The tanks were not spread out that much. They were pretty clumped. And, yeah, there wasn't a lot he could do there.
Yeah, like you say, really amazing patience from Crane that he was just going back and forth, didn't commit too much and found the perfect moment. And it paid off, for sure. I don't know what this one Vulture's going to do. Oh, I guess it's going to lay mines. That's what a Vulture does. Going to lay a mine. Well, I guess that's worth it. Off he goes. Wow. Look at that guy. Well, this 9 o'clock, as predicted, being taken by Kiko. Going to be a bit tough to defend, though, with what he has now. And there's 160 supply. Where are the tanks? He hardly has any. Only mining gas relatively recently here.
Really tight for Kiko. I'd almost like to see him go Vulture. I mean, this is something that I feel like is a common mistake. Well, Kiko's Vulture usage has been really good in terms of denying those top left bases. But out on the map, not enough mines, not enough Vulture patrolling.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the mineral bank where he can be cycling through Vultures.
I mean, this is how you deal... Well, hang on, Crane's going to get up in this 9 o'clock in a second. Or is he going to go for a fight here? I don't know about this. Well, I mean, the Terran's not exactly in position, but I know this is a really bad angle.
Is cancer to fight here, Crane. Don't do it.
Yeah. He's going to do it, though.
Don't do it.
No, he's doing it.
It's so tempting.
You can't stop him. He's already doing it. So many goons already falling. A D-Matrix. The Zealots are all dead already. But he's denying the 9 o'clock. He's denying 9 o'clock while this is going on. So it was just a bait. He meant to lose all his units, I swear.
I mean, he lost a lot of goons, but he was... That stasis maybe prevented some of the bleeding, but...
Well, obviously he could have done it better, but I think it was worth denying the 9 for that much loss, honestly, given the situation Crane's in this game. Yeah, he didn't need to do it that way, but still I think he's doing fine. About the mine placement, I definitely agree. When you're dealing with Protoss going back and forth looking for an opening, the way you stop that is you move to one location, you lay mines there, then you move to another one, lay mines there. And Protoss doesn't have time to get through all those mines before your army will move forward to the position you want and kind of cut them off. So I think you're definitely right. Kiko could be laying a lot more mines on the map. He has good recall mines now at least, although they're not in the main still. Okay, finally this top right nexus came up. I was looking for that for a while. Crane mined out in his first 3 bases. He probably needs to take more. I mean, the 3 o'clock seems like a good spot. Vulture's heading up there already, though. The Arbiter fleet on its way.
I mean, at 60 probes, not amazing. It's not awful, but I think closer to 65, 70 is more standard.
Well, you know, if he has 60, we can say...
He might correct me about that, but...
If he has 60, he at least has deniability, right? He can be like, oh no, it's stylistic or something. If he had like 55, he'd be going, you missed some probes, Crane, you know what I mean?
Right, I'm sure I'm going to get notes from Crane about the
well,
my wrong calls during this, but that's okay.
Whatever. Okay, SCV going up to the 9 again, but this observer sees everything. He needs to put his army there. He's not going to take the base just for free. And like, Crane is already reacting. Like, what are you going to do here with just an SCV? Okay, tanks unsieging. A decent-sized army now for Kiko. He is maxed. I guess that's the definition of a big army. A CC in the bottom right. I didn't even see what happened here. He built it, but it can't land, obviously, because Crane has eyes on that. I didn't see that get built.
Small note, but I like that Crane has observer upgrades.
Yeah, nice.
It's very nice.
Very worth it in a long game like this. Although
Absolutely.
he has been slacking on the armor upgrades. He's getting them now. But he only got +1 armor so far. Oh no, it is +2. My bad. I take it back. I'm sorry, Crane. Even getting plasma shields as well. Ooh,
Yeah, I mean, why not?
It'd be very nice if you can kill those Goliaths for free. Vessel's hunting for an EMP again. Okay, looks like he wants to make sure he denies this bottom right, but no, not really committing yet. But the Observer sees what's going on here, so presumably as soon as that CC lands, he'll go in. Oh, is he going to go for a recall here? I only say that because he's
Crane
posturing his
has
army.
so much mana. If he wanted to recall, he could pick the Terran apart, most likely. And yeah, Kiko's army is too slow and immobile. He's not going to be able to defend that at all.
Yeah, this bottom right, I think, is really just like, you know, it's like the TVZ strategy. You take 2 bases, and whichever one your opponent hits, you keep the other one. So he's taking this 9 as well. But I don't understand why he doesn't want to commit any army to defend the 9. So look, this he just lifts again immediately. And to be fair, Terran didn't really lose anything here. Like, he built a turret, he's going to lose a turret in SCV, but he killed 2 Zealots with those mines, so whatever. But he does need to defend this 9 o'clock. If Terran can't take this 9 o'clock, we may see him lose this game fairly quickly, actually.
Yeah, this is so hard for Kiko because if he pushes up and tries to hit like the natural, you know, the original main of Crane, then he's gonna get massacred. His 6 o'clock is gonna get hit.
Yeah.
So, but if he pushes cross map, then he's not gonna be able to take 9 o'clock. So it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation that Kiko's in.
This
and
Vessel, misses the Arbiter, but he gets a lot of units. Oh, nice stasis.
Kind of a waste of his stasis, but he has enough mana on 7 Arbiters.
And recalls with that one now, maybe. A Terran army coming up into the same location where they had engaged full. Those tanks are so clumped. We could see a killer stasis here, but we could see a killer EMP as well. How many Arbiters did that hit? I don't even know. There are still Arbiters of energy, though, but a lot of Zealots are already falling. Huge stasis on that clump of tanks, actually. And I think that's going to be enough for Crane to take this fight. Another big stasis as well. And how many tanks can even fire now? Even a mine drag. Very nice. Wow. Nice engage by Crane. Even pulls back. Takes out a lot of the Terran army there. Well done.
Yeah, saving grace from Kiko is that he got some tanks sieged up on that little peninsula. I don't know what to call that. The high ground there.
Ridge, I think is the word.
Ridge. There we go. And was able to prevent Crane from getting on top of the stasis. So he's gonna keep those tanks alive.
I think it's still a fine trade for Crane though. Okay, SCV's at this 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
finally.
definitely.
Honestly, as soon as Crane realizes about that, though, again, Kiko just refusing to position units to defend that. Oh, that poor Zealot. He never had a chance.
Need a lot more forward mines and more of a spread on the tanks, I think.
Kiko's very low on money now, and this 6 o'clock about to mine out. But as long as... Whoops, that is not the button I meant to press. As long as he has the 9 o'clock, he still has a shot here. Crane's continuing to roam the map, though. And you know, one thing about the fact his army is constantly roaming, it means Kiko can't lay mines on the map just to cut off movement. Because he just instantly gets cleaned up by the Protoss army going back and forth. And it's very impressive that Crane is able to like macro off so many gateways while just keeping his army constantly moving, continuing to expand and all that. Really shows Crane's strength as a player.
Yeah, great macro throughout this game. And his bank right now is of course intentional. If he was able to engage, he would just be able to produce infinity rounds of Zealots.
Speaking of engaging, he looks like he's going to go in here. Okay, I think he realizes the 9 o'clock is there. He's going to send like a few Zealots, keep the rest of the army in reserve. I love this move because then he can immediately swoop in if Terran tries to reinforce in that space between bases. And look at that, the SCVs just instantly pull. Kiko knows he can't defend this. But his army is still committed all the way over here while he's taking the bottom right. Trying to expand in 2 places at once can be very difficult in TVP, and we're seeing why. Oh, look at this Arbiter. What's he going to do?
Yeah, Kiko, I think, should abandon the idea of taking 9 o'clock and try to take bottom right, just because of course there's more bases there, obviously. So
well, he needs to pick one.
Can't really defend.
Whichever one he picks, he just needs to pick it and defend it, right? Because he's kind of just halfway between both right now. Like his army's literally in the middle, and Crane's very easily able to bounce back and forth. But I know this is a big minefield, and Crane's running right into it. So many Zealots falling.
He's got to get an EMP here, Kiko. This EMP is so crucial.
That was too big.
It looks like he gets it. I can't tell if any of those have mana. It looks like that one does.
I think they all got EMP.
Decent spread on the tanks.
Yeah, Crane forced to pull back there. He just lost so many units to mine. He lost more units to mines than in the actual fight there for sure. That was brutal.
That EMP from that.
Yeah. He needs to sacrifice some of these Arbiters. Like 5 Arbiters? That's a lot of supply. I would say... Wait, 7 Arbiters?
7.
What? Oh my god. If they have no energy, I'd say just send them into fight and get new ones, because like that supply you're not using, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, honestly, it's worth getting air upgrades at this point.
Yeah, right? The Hour to Fleet. I mean, okay, 7 Arbiters, they beat 1 upgraded Goliath. Well, I guess they have secret weapons underneath them cloaked that kind of made that fight unfair. Crane looks like he wants to attack again, but I don't know about this. His reinforcements are building, but they're not with this army yet. How many gates does Crane have now? He's got 6, 11... Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think he has plenty of gates.
15, 17, 23, 29. That's a pretty good number. I think, yeah, that's definitely enough. A great setup he has here in all these bases. Trying to take this 3 o'clock, but Terran knows about it. And see, this is starting to look a bit iffy. If Terran can secure this bottom right, he will ultimately win this game. Whoa, we missed this. A recall on the bottom right. God damn, why do I keep missing things like this? Taking out that mining base, which is the only one that was mining for Kiko right now. But Kiko has plenty of SCVs to send to this as long as he can re-secure this location. But Kiko instead deciding to pull the trigger and push across the map here. If he can take out the top right for Crane as well as his 3 o'clock, that's the only mining for Crane. Crane, however, a huge bank. Okay, moving all the way up in
I don't know about this. I'm worried for Kiko.
Yeah, this is very aggressive. And look at this.
Crane
He's
going right into a valley.
And beautifully Crane sets up from all sides. Knows he doesn't have to attack in just one narrow angle. And this flank is huge. There is a bunch of tanks here, but they're getting like pummeled by zealots just coming in from every direction. And I think Crane will clean this up. GG.
Man, okay, that pisses me off a little bit. Sorry, but that ending... Because Kiko was actually starting to have a chance to get the bottom right established.
Well, that recall was a strong move, to be fair. It was a good recall.
Right, but he could have defended, and then he just pretty much gave Crane a perfect engagement.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
tough.
I definitely agree. Like, coming across the map was probably a mistake there. But overall, like, Crane just showed such patience. I guess it showed which player ran out of patience first, right? Very nice game.
Yeah, well played, Crane.
And Crane really good at using the flanks, which I feel like a lot of pros players neglect. Alright, at the 12 o'clock in the dark purple now, we have Crane.
And the Black Terran in the 7 o'clock position, we have Kiko.
Alright, so currently 1-1 in this best of 3. We made it to Silford. Whoever wins this one will take the best of 3.
Tell you what, that PVT was worth... I don't want to disrespect anyone, but was worth watching the PvPs before it.
Wow. Well, that's fine. PvP has its own excitement, right? And we got to see amazing... Yeah, sorry, you go.
Actually, I walked that back. I have a short memory. The least BM series was very good.
Well, and the amazing drops, BM aside, like, goddamn, there's storm drops.
Exactly. The proxy DT ending GG, that was worth it. So, great games. The PvT was... amazing.
For sure. That was really a high-level game from both players, though. Like, some great concepts on display, but really, Crane did just look like the strongest player there. Some mistakes, but in general, he just, like, overall, bigger picture, he played better. So, I'm kind of worried for Crane in this game. I mean, Kiko in this game, rather. If he does another 2-fac, different story. This is an excellent map for 2-fac. Honestly, maybe he will just do that. That's what I'd do. If I'm up against Crane in a best of 3, watch out. I'm doing a 2-fac on Silver for sure. But if he goes into another long game, I feel like Crane is going to be able to take that.
Yeah, I don't know Kiko personally, but I would feel like the impression he would have after playing that game would be that Crane really bested him in the mid to late game.
Yes, exactly. It was like...
So I mean, every time I try to guess the psychology, it never works. But I would imagine that we're going to see something aggressive out of Kiko.
Yeah, maybe a drop, possibly. I don't know if he's a player who likes to use drops. But honestly, a 2-fac is just such a good option on Silphid. Like, there's nothing else to say about it. It's the number one thing, I think, TVP on this map. But of course, if you're always doing 2-fac, it's a bit obvious. And nonetheless, being on Silphid, it might be a bit obvious too. So Crane looks like he's scouting in the wrong direction, unfortunately. But the CV from Kiko will arrive very soon. Let's see, we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. See what Kiko actually does.
And Sulfid also, we should note, offers Protoss an insane amount of aggressive possibilities.
That's true, but at the same time...
goes both ways.
At the same time, Terran has quite an easy 5 bases on this map, though. They don't have to go very far. So, while I do agree that there's options for Protoss to attack, it also seems like in the mid to late game, Terran has easy expansions to take. So he's not going to be a 2-fac here, pulling off gas, and only making just the 1 Marine for now. So, Kiko looks like he does want to go into another long game, at least for now.
Yeah, I mean, when Terran, at least the way I feel about it is when Terran forgoes the like the FD or well, FD. How much often do you see that anymore? But like the two-fac play, it really puts the game in the hands of the Protoss. I mean, that's the traditional way of thinking about PvT, is that the Protoss sets the pace, but two-fac is like a way that the Terran can, you know, set the outcome. So because he's not going two-fac, it's really like we're looking at Crane now to see what will he do.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to go into a Nexus here on one gate so far. I mean, I expect that if Terran doesn't do anything weird, he's just going to play the same game he played last game. Just go for that 3-base ARB because he seems comfortable with it. Oh, that bunker done just in time, but Crane does check the CC, but it's not actually started yet, even though it is going down, so I hope he doesn't overreact to that. He did wander in a bit too early, unfortunately. The CC is going down just now.
Yeah, looks like 23 next. 2 goons for Crane. Getting that second goon, I mentioned this already before, but you know, getting the second goon really nice for preventing run-bys. Vulture run-bys, as people like to sneak it in. And did that SCV got past that goon somehow?
Yeah, I wasn't looking how, right? So he confirms
Did he have vision or something and spammed that?
No, I don't think so. I think the goon's probably just out of position, I'm not sure. But either way, seeing that it's Robo is a pretty good advantage for Kiko. You can cross out a lot of possibilities there. And look at that, he's dancing this goon back and forth. He can't quite get in there. Will the SCV make it out? That would just be too funny. Oh my god. No.
Spots the second gate too.
Nice. See, he knows everything. Okay, range starting to pummel its bunker, but I mean, tank's going to come out sooner or later. And it's not like this is Rax FE. The tanks will be out so much sooner. He can just bully that goon back with one tank, I expect. Although Crane is very good at suddenly going forward and getting the tank when you least expect it. Although, how many goons is he going to send over here? He's leaving 2 at home. Okay, bit unintentional and blocked to the ramp, unfortunately, so 2 more are coming. And no, if you suddenly show up with 4 goons, I can kill a tank pretty quickly. Okay, hits the tank once already. Repair will go down though.
Yeah, smart for him to repair it. And I think he's going to... Yeah, he's leaving 1 goon back. Just smart.
Oh, in case of vultures? Yeah, I suppose. It would be pretty sneaky if Kiko could get a vulture out of this, though, because you can see Crane has the vision where he blocks that off. I guess he's just checking over in case a vulture came out already. It's very smart of him.
I mean, it only takes once to get punished by a vulture for you to always want to...
I guess so, yeah.
PTSD.
Well, I keep doing vulture first when I play against him. I don't know. I probably shouldn't try and take credit, but I want to say, you know, I've scarred him a little bit, maybe.
Yeah? Well, that's good. You can take credit for if Crane
That's
wins.
right, guys. If Crane wins, it's because I trained so well. If Crane loses, it's because he didn't listen to me. When I, a Terran player, was coaching him. Okay, looks like Crane going to set up to take 4 feet. Not too fast. They're very, very safe with the 3-gate obs. Just standing here, waiting for Terran to make a move, I guess. So many goons being kept home, though. Look, he's positioning for drops, even. This observer going to come in, though, and see that there's no kind of drops coming down. Also, I should see where that scan went down. He scanned the main. He saw exactly 3-gate obs, so he sees everything that Crane's doing. Oh, unfortunate. Those first siege takes out a goon. Very nicely done by Kiko. Always feels good when you can sneak that free goon.
Yeah, this type of situation gets painful because the rush distance is so short that like losing any goons is very painful because you need every single one to defend a possible push. Now he's going to get a full scout here, which is nice.
Yes, he's on.
But I like that he was respecting the possibility of drops.
Yeah.
Drops are very strong.
Yeah, really, really high level opening stuff here. I mean, this is really the difference between tier 1 and tier 0, right? We see that Crane, there's so many subtle things that people don't realize about this opening that you're worrying about. And for his part, Kiko kind of got the full scout, so he's just playing safely. Oh, look at that, he's going for that observer. Very nice. Picks that off with a scan.
That's another tier 0 thing. Spotting that observer is huge.
Absolutely. See, both players playing a really nice game so far. Kiko looks like he's going to put down a CC in just a moment. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. Could I have been more wrong? But look at this. Crane with a second observer. Not going to be deterred by that scan. He sees it. He knows what's up. 6-fac coming out here. If Kiko sees that blow, he's probably sweating. He's like, damn, he knows. My trick didn't work. So Crane...
It's still hard to defend, though. I mean...
Absolutely, but knowing is half the battle.
It's not a walk in the park by any means.
Well, he already has a Citadel. He can throw down legs. His third is done. So now you just cut probes out gates and get those speed zealots ready. I think... oh, look at this. He wants to take it out anyway. I think Crane is quite likely
Watch,
to
he's going to cancel all his factories. Watch.
Make 2 CCs or something. Oh my gosh.
What if he canceled all those factories
here's what
right
you
now,
do.
double expanded?
You cancel those factories, then you go into like 6 Starport Wraith. He killed 2 observers already,
Yes.
right?
Why is no one listening to your advice about the meta, man? I don't
Right? They
understand.
just don't know how to use ghosts. Barisha
I'm excited
been trying to teach him, but
We did add to the TVT meta already. We've got the eBay site thing.
hey,
It's in the books.
yesterday, hey, I wasn't kidding. Yesterday we saw ghosts actually almost win a game, TVP, because they locked down some carriers. Unfortunately, Terran didn't quite pull it off, but not because he made the ghosts. The ghosts were actually really strong. There's just other aspects as we play let him down. So the meta is evolving. So like we were saying yesterday, go tell Artosis he just doesn't know how to use ghosts. Okay, looks like
I'm sure
Kiko going to start the
there's
push
no
fairly
shortage of people
early.
telling him that.
Right. Better add to the pile. So Kiko like moving out quite quickly here, which is interesting. I mean, I don't dislike this. Honestly, when I do 6-pack, I like to do it this way too. You just move out.
That's so many
sooner.
goons.
He needs to be careful. He's
Crane
got it
on
on
top of
siege.
this macro.
Oh, okay. Crane
What?
did not choose to engage. I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too.
I really thought he'd go in for
I mean, now there's going to be you have you have an opportunity to engage the tanks before mines are set up.
that.
That's
These
not going to
vultures.
come.
Those probes are
often.
not actually safe. They look safe, but they're not. You can still hit those if you position right. And look, there we go. He takes out 1, but looks like he's not too determined. Just wants to distract the Protoss army while these other vultures come up. Terran starting to move forward with the main force now. Man, vultures are running around everywhere right now. Kiko, he has an opening. He can run into the natural here, but he chooses not to go for it. Instead, going after these zealots. Bit of a missed opportunity there. But at the same time, Protoss army hitting these mines a bit, and Terran getting in this really deadly position. Yeah.
Good luck now with ever clearing that.
These 2 base pushes are so deadly on this map because of this fake high ground. It's such a good position to work into. Now, the only real advantage I would say on the map here for Protoss is the fact that Terran can't build turrets in like this key area. But I don't know if that really makes up for the fact of how hard it's going to be to engage in here. I don't think we see a single shuttle out for Protoss yet, which I think is a big mistake. That's the key tool to deal with these pushes, right? Although Zealot speed is finished at a pretty good time. How is he ever going to get in here, though? I think he has to wait for Terran to extend out.
Oh my god, no, do not go up there.
Yeah. Okay, scans the army.
I mean, games where I've been in this exact position and then just suicided everything up that ridge probably could give you 30 replays.
Alright, well, Crane's going to
thing.
show some patience at least. Going to wait for Terran to come down here. If
I-
Terran moves his army down, he goes good concave. Okay, he's committing to the attack, but so many of these tanks are behind this wall. I don't know if it's enough. The Zealots getting stuck behind the goons. I don't know. It's a lot of vultures as well, killing them all. Most of the Zealots are already dead, and there's still vultures standing. The goons doing what they can, but I don't think it's enough. Okay, he pulls back.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, these vultures in the meantime killing all the probes at the 3rd. Kiko looking so strong right now, continuing to rally. The Marine died. Well, that's something. But what does Crane have now? He didn't continue teching here. Not that that's necessarily a mistake, but it means there's no Arbiter coming to save him. He's relying on Speed Zealots alone, and there's still all these vultures out here. This tank getting in range of the natural soon. Speed Zealot's trying to come out here. Okay, this Crane going to try again. The goon's not moving though. Only part of the army fighting at once, which is a big mistake. Looks like he's going to take out that 1 tank. But there's still plenty more. Oh, a mine even hitting the reinforcements there. GG. Crane realizes what little probes he has left. He has no chance. So
Oh,
it makes it
no.
2-1 rather. 2-1 for Kiko. And hey, guess what? That's another point
Tasagi.
for
That's
IKEA.
all I have to say.
That's Tasagi. It's another point for IKEA. IKEA up to 15 points versus 5 right now. My gosh. They are crushing it. That was close though. Like honestly, the first 2 games I would have said Crane would take it, but unfortunately he just didn't have the positioning against that
If I was
6-pack.
Crane, I would wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, thinking about the moment where he had the opportunity to engage.
Yes. Yeah.
He had like 12 goons. He had like 12 goons.
Yeah, and they
versus-
would have all died, but how many tanks would be left? There'd be like 1 tank left, right?
Well, I feel like it would have been a good trade.
yeah,
but-
absolutely.
Man, it's on that map. It's so abusive, that ridge. It's
Yeah.
it's
It's not even
honestly
it's
kind of
fake.
broken.
It's fake. It's just like a fenced off area is the way to think about it, because it's not actually high ground, right?
Yeah, but yeah, it restricts movement though.
That's right.
Right, a fence. That's a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah. All right. We are going into our last series of the night. In the top right, in the brown, we have George. Again, maybe one of the best Zerg in CPL.
Oh, George, no way.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Orange Terran we have. Hold on, I gotta look at the names because I can't
It's
see it.
Exit. Sorry, I forgot you.
Exit. Sorry, I kid you not. It's pixelated to the point I can't read
I just
it.
want to remind you.
But
you
anyways,
asked for
it's
this.
Exit.
You asked for this, man.
Well, fair enough. Okay,
Okay.
I'm hyped to see George
Yeah, TVZ.
because he's a god.
Absolutely. I believe this is Exit's first CPL, by the way. But definitely he's performing well in Tier 0. And by the way, we have which player for which team? We have Exit for IKEA and George for Amigos. Maybe he can bring back some of their honor with a win here at the end of this series. Because this is, of course, the last game of CPL 6 Finals. The last series, I should say. Because, of course, there's going to be up to 3 games in this series. Interesting depot placement. Exit looking like he wants to go for a mech opening here. It has been strong in the past for sure. I mean, we haven't seen, I don't think, in recent casting, a player of George's caliber up against it, though. So we'll see what his response is. See if he can show us how to do it.
I'm just curious how George is still playing in the CPL.
Well, we'll see. Exit, by the way, spammed the APM like mad, hitting 1,000 for a second there. Whereas George only at 400. Wow, pretty low APM. Are you even awake? 400 APM. Is SCV coming across?
Get
pretty
good.
Fast. Yeah, that's right. Pretty fast SCV scout here, given it's a mech opening. But he wants to see if it's hatch first or what's going on.
Is Exit a NAS player?
Well, it says Naz there, so yeah.
Okay, so he's honestly very respectable. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't let anyone into NAS. I mean,
Is that so? Oh, I didn't know that.
Shoot plays there, man.
Wow. He's pretty good, right? He's A-rank these days.
Okay, so.
Oh, the
Never mind.
gas
I'm just gonna
steal!
let you-
I don't know if that was even legit. Like, is this even worth it? I don't know. But he timed it so beautifully that the drone was, like, going there and then went back. I honestly don't know if that's even worth it. But it was cool.
It's an assertion of your dominance to get
Wait
the
a
gas
second.
steal at the very least.
Terran not going for gas here, I just realized. He started this wall, but then no gas. That is so weird. That is super weird, dude. Because if it was 9 pool, right, sure, you can still wall off, I suppose, and you're probably going to be okay. But if you don't have a factory behind it, it's a bit weird. Because you have to go into, like an expand behind it, I guess. Maybe it's just worth it to get the link-proof wall. Maybe that's just the idea here. Okay, well, hold on, though. That is not a link-proof wall. Depot to the left, you will be bereft. That is just a big gap. You could put the depot above here and have link-proof wall. But we saw this exact thing yesterday where Zerg was like, okay, this wall's not link-proof. 12 lings are coming in. You're dead. And I don't know if we might see a repeat of that. I don't know why he has to leave the gap, because he can always just lift the barracks if he wants to leave his base. Okay, that's standing SCV, starting to get taken out. First 100 gas for George. Will he go for the lair or will he go for link speed? Okay, he does go for the lair this time.
Forgot about your limerick about the walling. It's awesome.
Yeah, we have plenty of rhymes here, man. You've been missing the rhymes this season. NCX says, thanks to the cast, Nebula and Gaga something. It's Gorgonov, dude. Gaga something.
No, it's fine. I haven't been around for a billion years, so probably like 4 people know me.
This SCV is so low right now. Oh, the drones want it, but it gets away. I mean, it is unfortunate that he has to leave the Zerg base, though, because they're not going to know what Zerg's making, if there's a hydrogen, if there's a bunch of lings. But so far, George just completely just droning up, not doing anything fancy. And we have eBay first coming out, which is very interesting against a 2-hatch build. Although the layer was delayed a little bit, so this could potentially work. This isn't what you tend to see, because Terran's not going to have Stimmer Medics in time for Zerg's layer timing. If it's a 2-hatch lurk, this would be very intimidating, I think, but it looks like he's going to go for Spire here. So I don't know, we'll have to see how that works out. You don't see eBay first versus 2-hatch very often.
I really like players who go armor first.
Oh, I don't like it at all. I mean, I understand why, but I think it's weak.
I don't know, man. I like it a lot, like because it has so much value for like bust.
Yeah, but if you're in the muter fight, you know, just sniping down that one muter is all you care about. Armor doesn't really help you that much. Because the thing is, yes, it blocks bounces. Bounces don't do anything when medic's constantly healing, right? So all you care about is just making sure you focus that muter every time. +1 adds so much damage. Like, think about it. Each marine does 6 damage. If you're fighting with 12 marines, you're adding basically 2 marines worth of damage every shot. And the thing is, it's still fine versus lurkers. Obviously, armor would be better, but it's still good to just try and gun them down as quickly as possible. So I think weapon's definitely the choice here.
I don't know. That's a hill I'll die on.
Yeah.
I just like
You don't
armor
even play Terran!
Yeah, but dude, it was actually like Koreans were doing armor first a while
with
ago.
what kind of opening? With
It's
eBay
a
first
thing.
or with 2x Academy were they doing it? Also, the problem is if you go armor first and you're going like against Ultra, your +2 will be late, and then you're in real trouble.
Yeah. Right, but it's fine. I'm just, you know.
This is just your thing, I guess. Game Muta's going to be hatching pretty soon. Very sharp 2 meter timing here from George. Exit going to come across with a little bit of a push. You know what? There's no Sunkens, actually. He's going the sneaky way, though, which will delay him. And, you know, I think the Mutas will hatch just in time. You know what? This Ling sees it. Very nice scouting by George. I don't think Exit will get anything done this. Looks like he's trying to cancel a fast third, actually. So he's not going to be too perturbed about the fact he's not going to hit the natural. That's interesting, because a lot of the time Zerg does go for that third base right there, but George getting an in-base hatchery instead, playing it safe. Now his Marines are in a bit of trouble with these Mutalists out. They're going to have to try and get home quickly, but look at this, they're swinging over to the natural instead. I don't know if I like this at all. Now George is going to clean up this entire Bioforce, I think, and that's a really good start to this game for George.
Gonna lose some medics for sure.
Oh, lose some Muta though.
Or not.
Good micro from Exit so far. Oh my gosh. You just pull back that injured Muta, right? You don't want him focus firing that. Oh, I guess it's hard when they're all clumped. Oh, the cat and mouse game, but Exit turns back one too many times, and now these Mutas are dominant. They're going to clean the rest of this up for sure. So
Yeah, I think George had much better micro there, but it was such a small group of Marines. It's a little bit unfair.
Yeah, Exit did not do a bad job at all. But yeah, now George, I think having killed that bio, is in a great position here, and these Ling's going to come clean up these 2 Marines, I think, for sure, especially with how little health they have. Stim's one of them, but that's not going to do it. And you know, the problem with this position is if George makes a bunch of Lings, he can run them through those deepers really easily. Oh, this is very aggressive by George, though, taking huge damage from all those turrets. I don't like that dive at all. We don't see a den, by the way. Looks like George is committing to Mutalisk with +1 air attack.
Yeah, the turret's position at the natural are pretty good. I can't really tell if there's a turret at the bottom. Yeah, there is. It looks like he's going to be able to focus that down, and actually the second turret in that pair is not built. So there's a little angle here where you can get some nice damage.
Yeah, he's doing a lot here. I mean, Terran can bring his Marines down, but this is a great angle to engage. But look at that. That top turret kind of getting its damage done as he's kind of going into its range. I mean, I don't know. He has to be careful, though. He could lose a lot of bio. But George missing a few swings.
2 whiffs there.
Yeah. Oh.
George overstaying his welcome here, but almost. That was almost a massacre.
Almost. But he only has 6 Mutas here. Okay, a few more coming back. He needs to get all his Mutas together. Look at these 2 idle Mutas. Like, he's committing to making them, but not using them all. Oh, that poor Overlord. It looks like Terran wants to move out now. Against this kind of play, I don't know if this is necessarily the right idea. Since he went for 2x tech in particular, I don't think you want to move out at all here. I think you just wait for your vessel to take out that Overlord, especially knowing that Zerg doesn't have a third base. So I know this might be a mistake from Exit, and if his bio just gets cleaned up here, he'll be looking in a very weak spot.
How many Lings do we have? About...
Only a very small number. But look at these Mutas still going to work, just immediately countering when that bio leaves. This is kind of the reverse of how TVZ normally works. And look at that, they take out those turrets, they're going to fly into the main, but there's only a few. Well, there's some bio, though. Like, I know, this is looking kind of costly for Zerg. But, I mean, 2 Sunkens there with a few Mutas and Lings. I don't think Terran's going to break through at the natural, no way. Look at this, now he has this spot with no turrets. How many Mutas left in there? Only 7 Mutas, though. He's got to try and leave. And he does get out before those new turrets are finished. Terran attacking at the natural. I don't know, there's not that much here. Maybe Exit can break through? I'm not sure.
He's got to attack with those Mutas while the Sunkens are still alive.
Uh-oh. Not committing them. Looks like actually Exit will break through this. The Mutas are coming back to reinforce, but how much damage will Exit get done in the meantime?
Maybe just hold... Where did the Mutas... Or did he actually lose those Mutas?
Yeah, they're back in.
I don't know why he pulled them back.
Yeah, the 3 he had at his natural he did lose. And all the drones falling. Huge damage going down.
Looks like for a second he was just so close to being able to hold that.
Yeah.
But Exit getting good damage.
It was very close, but I guess I take back what I said about Exit pushing across not being a good idea. Well, actually, no, it's on to George for not harassing that bio as it moves across the map. That's how you have to do it. You can't let Terran move across the map uncontested. You have to be picking off units every step of the way, or you'll have that happen to you, right? And a key thing here is that
all he got for staying in the main would be a couple turrets and some SCVs, which is good, but...
I mean, look how many workers Terran has. He doesn't really care about that. These Lings are going to have a go at this depot, but I think those Marines will fend that off pretty easily. And now... the tech is almost complete for Terran. The vessel about to finish.
Oh, can he deny it? Oh, it finishes just in time. He wasted his first shot on the facility itself, and now the vessels are building. And this really puts a clock on how useful Mutalisks are going to be. Going after these turrets once again, not going to get it done. Oh, some Marines got taken out there. I didn't realize. And a drone came across the map. Amazing things are happening. But yeah, George committing to this 2-base, not planning to expand at all, and the mutas are not doing the damage he needs. I find it hard to see how he's going to be victorious just continuing to produce mutas off 2-base. Oh, here come the mutas again. Just picking off turrets where they can. I mean, he doesn't have a full stack.
It's a little curious to me why George is so... I mean, of course, he's trying to get something done, but really has not been able to accomplish much.
Yeah. Well, he's just been hitting the defenses of Exit, really, and, like, taking a lot of damage on these Mutalisks. Okay, we'll take out that turret at least. Okay, he wants these vessels as they pop, and they're about to. Oh, this could be a big deal. Perfect timing, or maybe not perfect timing.
Ooh.
Perfect anti-timing. He almost was there at the exact moment he needed to be, but now these vessels are alive. Irradiate not done yet, but the fact is these vessels can start putting energy. These Lings here coming in as well. This is a nice kind of two-location attack, and look at that, he wants to hit the barrier coming down the ramp, but there is a turret there for that exact reason, and the Mutalisks just get absolutely shredded there. How many does he even have left? Oh my gosh,
Looks like he's really committing here. He's got more Lings on the way, though.
Oh, GG.
Scourger there as well.
No, there's no way. The Mutalisks were already dead. Even if he takes out the vessels, the bio would just roll him at that point. So honestly,
I guess just an attempt at a final all-in, I guess.
yeah, Exit really just crushing that attempted Muta play. Like, just showing that he's not afraid of 2-base Muta. He can deal with it all day. Snipe says, Naz, good clan. Yeah, you would say that, wouldn't you? Confirmed Exit is Flash. Alright, let's get into game 2 in this series.
And we're gonna ban the guy who said armor first, never good.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Oh, it was the bot. The bot's out of control, like I always say. Alright, in the bottom right here, in the orange, we have Exit. Currently up 1 game in this best of 3.
At the top, we have the White Zerg, George, playing for AMI, which is Least and Strumkron's clan as well.
He's not playing for AMI today, he's playing for Amigos today, but yes.
Correct.
I mean, can't spell Amigos without AMI, right? In fact, here's the first 4 letters, AMIG. He's getting there.
Yeah. The, okay, so, do you think that it was, I mean, was there more going on, or did George just not respect how strong Exit's push could be?
Yeah, I think maybe he didn't realize it moved across. Maybe he thought the Sunkens would deal with it. Like, but yeah, he just really needed to use the Mulas to harass that. And honestly, when you're doing 2-base Muta play, I think trading the army is exactly what you want to do. You don't actually need to do harass so much. I mean, if you can break down Terran's defenses in the base and kill them, that's great. But if the Terran obliges you by moving out while doing 2-rax tech, that's exactly when you want to go hit them with the Mutas. And you just keep resetting Terran's army. That's how you win there until they mine out. I mean, it's a long road, but it's doable. So yeah, I think it was definitely a mistake to attack the base there. And that's what I was saying, like, this is like the opposite of how TBZ works. Normally it's the Zerg has to go home because Terran's moving across. And if the Zerg goes and attacks, the Terran attacks. Okay, we see this will be a link-proof wall this time, I'm pretty sure, unless he just doesn't wall this off. But yeah, I guess he just really likes building his buildings in the natural. If I was George, I'd be going 4-pool after seeing this. Because that is the counter to this. Like, your 4-pool, there's not really much Terran can do about it. Because you're just going to kill that barracks before they're even ready. Okay, hatch first.
Well, fortunately for Exit, this is cross-position, so he's going to get away with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, an interesting thing about that...
Ami equals friend in French. Coincidence?
Amigo's friend in Spanish as well, correct?
Yes, yeah, that's the point.
So, okay, I'm a little slow. Anyways, the yeah, with the mechanic of George not focusing on the army as well, the medic, the mana on the medics never really got whittled down as well. So when the Marines engaged into the Sunkens, they had plenty of stims to go around. Yeah. So that kind of mechanic never happened.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's especially effective against Sunkens, right? Because one medic can actually deal with the DPS of a Sunken if it doesn't run out of energy. Okay, so Exit, gonna see everything here. Once again, not going for gas, doing this limb-proof wall, but expanding. You know, that is abnormal. You don't normally see that. Normally, people only wall if they to expand. Part of the reason is that against 2X Lurker, this wall is actually kind of a liability. It doesn't help you at all. I wonder if George will mix it up and go for that. That could be interesting.
Yeah, those T-posts definitely can come back to bite you. So you're saying that's link tight with the barracks like that?
Yes, depot above fits like a glove.
The little Mickey Mouse shape.
Yeah, that's right. The Mickey Mouse formation is tight. I don't know. I need a rhyme for that. Mickey Mouse lings won't get in your house. How's that?
That's pretty... Wow. That's impressive.
What's the opposite formation? So if the depots were underneath, what shape would that be?
A
Triforce,
letter V.
Lings get in, of course. I don't know.
That sounds pretty good. Sounds like you're effortlessly making up rhymes.
Oh, well, I've done a few this season. Just to trigger State Zero, mostly. That's the main purpose of it.
Didn't know that the Australians were such lyrical people.
Well, that's the thing. Chill actually helped me come up with the depot above fits like glove. I say help me come up. I shouldn't take any credit. He literally just came up with that one. Oh, SCV goes down, by the way. That's getting SCV dying pretty early. But yeah, like, should give Chill credit for a lot of the depot ones. So there you go. Another Australian, right? Oh, Exit opening the barracks here. Is he planning to come across? I mean, it's not like George is making more lings, but he doesn't know that. So this is super risky. Okay, just sending a scout. That's fine, I guess. Okay, you see eBay first once again. And no spy coming down just yet. It's a bit delayed for George, which is quite unfortunate. I think he just made like one too many drones or something like that. So his spire is delayed by a few seconds, which can be critical in this matchup. Okay, +1 weapons coming up again. Not subscribing to your school of thought, thankfully. The Mickey Mouse anti-ling house. Nice. Oh, that SCV. Is he going to scout the spire? That's crazy if he does. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, he sees it. That's pretty huge because it saves him a scan. He just knows exactly what's going on. And, you know, you can use that scan to find a third or see where the meters are or whatever else. So that's quite nice for Terran here. Okay, more barracks continue to come up.
Sorry, I lost the feed for a second.
That's all good. Okay, George.
Yeah, so no armor first this game.
George
Still.
does go for the greedy third this time, by the way. We'll see if Exit does the same move out. He might catch that again, but it looks like time's already ticking, and Exit is not moving across the map. Although, because that spire was a bit delayed, the muters are delayed too. So he might still have a window here, but the first medic only just about to finish. We'll see if Exit tries to come across again, but this base definitely completely undefended. Those lings will not do anything against stim medics, stim marines and medics. Imagine if you could stim your medics.
Exactly. I mean, I guess the medics do have a couple useless upgrades. I'm trying to remember what they do.
They do optical flare and restoration.
And optical, I guess you could only use, what can you even use optical flare against?
Okay, so technically there's a strategy where when Zerg is holding the ramp of their third of lurkers, you blind them, and then before they even shoot, the Marines run over them, and then the Marines can get a good engage. Although that's a pretty technical strategy, like that's really specific, you know. Also, you can blind observers, because once they're blinded, they don't detect, and obviously they don't actually see anything either. Also, I've heard it said if you blind a shuttle reaver, it's kind of okay. I don't know. It's not a very good spell, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Up there with, like, researching scout sight range and stuff like that.
Well, if you're going to build them, you might as well have to see everything. Okay, these meters running around. Scouting SCV got killed there. I didn't catch it, but it won't be able to see that base. So, I mean, George looking a bit better this game. Hitting that third right away. Getting Flyer Carapace this time instead of attack, interestingly. No Hydrogen or anything yet, though, so I'm not sure what he plans to do here. Maybe he's... Oh, he's getting +1 Carapace for ground as well. That suggests to me he wants to go Hive here. But we'll see. I assume he's going to throw down Hydrogen sooner or later, or he's going to go Muta straight into Hive. A lot of turrets being built. Damn. Exit was preparing for once again a Muta all-in, so he's just built so many turrets right now. Queen's Nest going down right away. Okay, so we're going to see a Hive just with Mutalisks, it looks like. And I mean, if his Mutavacker is up to par and he can actually engage the terrain moving across the map, you can pull this off.
So many turrets at the natural position. Is that 6? No,
5.
only 4. Okay.
Neither of us can count.
But he built so many in his production. There's 4 in his production as well. This is a crazy amount of turrets. And it's kind of playing into George's hands because it means he doesn't have the extra barracks to move across or anything like that. He's going 2-base tech again, which, you know, I think is not bad against straight into Ultra, but the fact this third base is up, I think 4 racks would have been much stronger. So here he comes trying to move across, but this time George knows what's up. He's going to put the pressure on here. See what he can do. Stim comes out from Exit, but this high ground's so deadly, he can't see anything and just loses the marine for free already. Oh, nice hits.
Yeah,
there.
and unlike Eclipse, I mean, he's got such a long way to go before he's anywhere close to George. So
Oh, he's
it's gonna
moving
be
though.
way less effective.
George has to be really careful though. He can't let this get too close to his third. A Sunken is going up. Once that's done, it helps a lot. Trying to get up that narrow ramp. Lings spot the Terran army again. Oh. Okay, so far Exit microing well, but he needs to reinforce. He can't keep pushing forward with just this army or he's going to lose it. Oh, needs to be careful. Stims again. I mean, these Marines are getting a bit low because his medics can't catch up just yet. Okay, he's getting more and more towards that third. This is getting a bit scary for Zerg, so he really needs to engage here. But like I said, he didn't reinforce. So I feel like Zerg can definitely clean this up. And look at this, he's going to commit to go up the ramp just like that. But I think this is a mistake. I think with that Sunken there, Zerg can come up here and clean everything up. Maybe some drones will fall, but I don't know if it's worth it if he loses his entire army, which he certainly will. Oh, another whiff from George, though. Okay, looks like he will clean it up. Yeah, and Terran achieving basically nothing.
Yeah, no trouble there. Looks like all of Exit's medics got bunched up to the back, and they were all massacred.
Yeah.
By George's mutas.
Now this base goes up uncontested. The hive is already finished. There goes that Ultralisk cavern. Now Terran's in a really tough spot. Okay, so he has, wait, an armory? Oh, is he going to make Valkyries? No, I don't think he is, because he is making the science facility too. But he's making more barracks, so he can't possibly be going for a mech switch here. I'm a bit confused by this. Does Terran think he's still up against a Muta all-in? If he makes Valkyries, he's going to be so screwed. What's he making? Oh,
Does he think maybe he's going to go for Guardians or something?
Either that or just continual mutas, yeah. So he's making a Valkyries right now, but that is not the unit he needs because it's only a matter of time to the Ultras hitting. I mean, it's going to take some time for Chitinous and +2 Carabase to be done. Maybe he can hit with his Valkyries before the Ultras are out, but I don't know. That's going to be tough. Because the thing is, once the Valkyries are out with that bio, they can really push these Mutalisks back, and that's the only defense George has. Ooh. He doesn't want to trade this bio before they're out, though. I feel like it's a bit of a mistake. He needs to just wait for the Valkyries, I think. Not many mutas left either, actually. A few are being built. Okay, well, there's one, there's two. Needs to bring them with the army, though. Why build them if you're not going to bring them?
Yeah, and George has no idea this is coming. He's adding a couple Sunkens.
Okay, that's a good move.
He's only got like half the control group of production. Looks like all he's building is he's spending all his money on upgrades and defenses.
Well, he only needs so much time, though. Once +2 Carapace and Chitinous hits, as long as Ultralisks exist, he will decimate this army. But the thing is, can Exit get across and hit him before that? Now, these Valkyries need to be careful. They don't want to get separated from the bio, because they can be picked off quite easily. Uh-oh. Where are they going? Oh, look at this, a fourth even going up for George. So, I mean, I question what damage Exit can get done that will even be enough. Double dropship coming up too, though. I think Exit knows he's not in a great position. He's thinking, okay, how can I counter and get something done here? Oh, there goes the Valkyries doing huge damage to those mutas. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's
great
a big
damage.
Blow. Yeah. I mean, there's 3 Sunkens here, though.
George is going to defend. Yeah, I mean, it is going to be up a ramp, so that's really going to work in his favor. And he already has a Nidus there.
Oh, he does have +1 armor, though. I was going to say +1 Carapace. I'm like, Infested Marines. Okay, can he get up there? That's a lot of Sunkens, but I think it's enough bio that he can gun this down. Ultralisk's not even morphing yet. Has Exit barely hit the timing attack here? The Mutalisks won't do anything.
Don't the mutas need to be here to fight?
But they can't. The Valkyries just murder them. Look at that. Exit patrolled forward instead of backwards. You don't see that every day. Really just got those Valkyries in there as hard as he could. And the Valkyries will die, but it doesn't matter because the Mutalisks will be useless after that. Damn, what a great push taking out that third. Now, George is still going to be able to make a hell of a lot of Ultralisks. And if it's enough to counter, maybe he can still win this game, but he's definitely on the ropes now. Now, that fourth is still up as well. More Mutalisks continue to be made. Ultralisk speed on the way, and finally the Ultralisks start to morph. Drones evacuating to the fourth, or I guess it's the third now. We'll see what George does with this now. Where are the dropships? There they are. Ooh, if he can drop in the main. Thing is, though, the Ultralisk is going to hatch, and they will be able to clean up any kind of drop aggression.
Yeah, and looks like there's plenty of Sunkens at the natural. So, in a way, it's still 3 base. With the Nidus going up as well, doesn't look to be too bad for George.
Well, Exit doesn't know about this 9 o'clock. Where's he scanning? I know he's scanning somewhere. He's scanning the natural. I see another scan. Okay, he's scanning the bottom left. He still doesn't know about this 9 o'clock. And I think once those Sunkens get up, it's going to be hard for him to bust. But look at this, the double drop going in the main. But the Ultras have just hatched. I mean, if you can bring these Ultras back, they'll be able to clean up a drop pretty easily, I feel like. Because +2 Carapace is done, and Terran's +2 weapons not finished yet. But maybe this drop can get something done before the Ultras can react. Ultra speed not finished. They are going to kill a bunch of drones here. Where am I hearing stuff die to Sunkens? Oh, he's destroying his own Sunkens. And look at that. That's a lot of damage, those drones going down. So it's probably worthwhile. Oh, but there's no point fighting those Ultras. He might have well just picked up again, to be honest. Okay, Mine's coming up here.
The Mutas at the third base of George might have been able to swing back and intercept. So now that George knows there's dropships out, he will be looking for those.
Look at this. Exit investing into mines here. I think that's a great idea when he knows the bio won't be able to hold him. What else is he going to use? He has a lot of vessels here, though. And if he can hold this choke location, I think he'll be fine. Plus 2 weapons is finished for him now. Trying to retreat this bio across the map. Those Ultras doing massive damage.
Does Exit even have a third CC? Or
no.
Has it...
That's okay. He doesn't necessarily need one. Don't you worry. Oh my god. He's getting ghost cloaking. What is going on right now? Well, look at that in a minute. Right now, these Ultras streaming forward, taking out this bio. He needs to get behind his wall. He's not going to hold out if he stays out here in the open. Mine's being placed, but he didn't give himself enough time or space to do it. Okay, I guess that'll hold him off for now, but these Lings can pick off those mines pretty easily if he's not careful. Ooh. One vessel tried to come across here, but not going to get anything done. Actually, yeah, no, he sent one. I'm not sure what he was thinking there, thinking he could erase it with impunity, but this Mutalisk is still going to hold that off. Okay, Zerg forced to retreat so that irradiates and mines don't destroy him here. But yes, we have a covert ops. Where's the science lily? And it's researching cloaking for ghosts. So Terran going to make a bunch of ghosts here. Not really sure what the idea is with that. Whether he's going to go for nukes at this base or what. Ooh, he's going to see these dropships. That's a well-placed Ling there. George has so much map vision, but what does he have to shoot them down with? I don't see any Scourge out. The Mutalisks are busy over at this other base. But where is he going to land? That's the question. Where can he land that the Ultras won't immediately eat him up?
Yeah, I thought that the Mutas of George would be...
Oh, there's the Scourge.
Okay, there are Lings in the main, though.
Well, this is the perfect unit to fight Lings, so we'll just pick up again, though. Yeah, I think this is too much. I don't think Drop's getting anything done. But while this is happening, Exit moving his army across. Well, what little army it is. Going for an Eraser here, I don't know if that's such a good idea with the Mutalisk just watching, but then again, that's a lot of drones to potentially die. Oh my god! Absolute drone massacre going on here. Even erasering the Mutalisks, really, at the end of the day. But that bio is just victims out here. They're never going to survive out here against these Ultralisks. Honestly, I don't think he should have brought the army. It doesn't achieve much. The mines will keep him alive at home, but he can never really leave his base. And look, these Lings can take them out if he's not careful, too. Marines in position. Oh, that's a good mine. That mine does big damage. And these Marines can take out some of these Lings before they trigger the mines. Oh. Oh! Those mines doing a lot. Huge value there for Terran. And you know what? Now he actually kind of can fight this. Plus 3 Carapace not done yet for the Zerg. Finally,
the thing is, it looks like it's going to be so difficult with this map position for George to actually be able to, Exit to be able to hold a third base.
Yeah, well, he just needs more bio, right? You need to have like 100 Marines standing here waiting for the Ultras that approach. But if you can get the mines down, which he already has got some of them, that can make it a lot easier. Because the Marine only is not a bad position. And look at this, he's going to run right into those mines. Oh, another Ultras falls. It's, every time an Ultras falls to mines, it's huge value. And look, another mine going off. These Vultures really paying for themselves so far. And look at this, one Vulture comes to the 12 o'clock. Gonna just harass these drones. There's nothing they can really do. They have to run.
Yeah, Exit has done a really good job denying or doing harassment. Never really got to let the drone count get out of control.
Oh, gets one vessel. Okay, gets one vessel. Not bad, not bad. But yeah, you're right. He certainly has. He's been trying to drop constantly, making sure Zerg stays honest. And he still has a dropship available. If he drops in the main, there's nothing there right now. Looks like he's going to try to move out instead, but honestly, he really just doesn't have enough. I'd really like to see him like just secure this third with like a billion mines, leave his bio there, and land it. And look at this, another drone tried to expand to the bottom left, got taken out again. Terran getting +1 weapons, so we may see a mech switch eventually, but then he's making an additional barracks, and now I'm not really sure. I guess he just wants to get the +1 for the Vultures so they can kill drones that much quicker. Look at this, these vessels looking for an Eraser. It looks like they'll find it, but at the same time, the bio coming up here, Terran hitting in 2 locations at once. Oh, only enough energy for 1 irradiate. I mean, it's enough to intimidate these drones for sure. And look at this, the bio is stimming up to this 12. The Ultralisks are kind of stuck here. Can he kill the hatchery before the Ultras get here? If he focuses it, he certainly will. And a drop in the main at the same time! Oh my god, Exit was such a play here. Hitting everywhere at once. Zerg can't react. +3 weapons is done for the bio, but they do focus that hatchery. Looks like they will definitely take it out. Wow, huge damage going down suddenly. What a move.
And luckily he didn't... I mean, he got some drones in the main, but luckily no tech structures went down for George. But the loss of the hatch at
Yeah.
12 o'clock was huge.
I mean, now he's landing his third. If you stay 3 vs 3 base versus Terran, you will lose. Oh, that's why he built a CC in his main. Okay. Fine. Okay, I guess. That's where he's going to build his nukes. Building 2 nuke silos right now. So nukes is what he's going for. Hasn't built any ghosts yet, but I suppose you don't need until the nukes are ready. No mines laid in this location. I don't know if he has enough bio to deal with this. Oh, but that one link taking out all the mines at the top. Trying to lay mines during combat, but against Ultras, that doesn't really work that well. Nice irradiates going down. The Scourge will get picked off, I think, too. Yeah, I think... Ooh, that's more Ultralists, though. I don't know. This bio can't really hold against this, I don't think, once those Ultras are fully upgraded. Oh, well... No, I don't think it's enough. I think Zerg breaks through there. Needed to lay more mines on both sides. That Ghost is there, but he will do -0 damage to Ultralists. And now they're going to work on these SCVs. Sends the vessels across again to irradiate.
It looks like the rallies being so close to... Sorry, the attack being so close to Axis base, you should be able to clean up those Ultras, but there's more on the way. That third base, really tentative for exit right now.
As I was saying, he just didn't lay the mines he needed. Even loses that Ghost there. Another Ghost. I mean, it's a lot of gas. Well, he took out the Ultras, but at what cost? But he really just needs to lay more mines. These vessels giving a bit of a distraction, but like, look at these Ultras. What's stopping them from just coming into the natural? And Exit's running out of minerals. If he doesn't mine from this third, what's he got to get going for him? Okay, well, irradiating single drones instead of erasering. I guess it gets the job done. Nice burrow going down there. Very nice. I'll be sad if we don't get to see any nukes going down. But yeah, look, this third base is not going to hold.
Man, Exit's doing such a good job of almost now multitasking George, but it's just, it feels like the imbalance of Ultras versus Bio is just way too much to overcome.
He didn't spend his APM on placing the mines. That's what he needed to do, so he wasn't able to defend there. Now, a nuke is going to finish up. All the ghosts are dead, but another one is being built. I don't know. Zerg's economy is not great at all. If he can somehow pull off a nuke over at this 9 o'clock, I feel like we might have a shot. Oh, the Scourge coming in though. Great irradiates, but if he loses all these vessels, it's hardly worth it. Although the damage spreads a lot. Only there's one vessel there. And that Ultras will get taken out if it hangs around here. I guess it will take taken out then. Oh.
Because of all the erasing and harassment, the drone count has been seesawing. It was down to 20 at one point.
Yeah. But George
climbing back up,
making 6 Ultralists at once. Unless Terran gets out here and lays a hell of a lot of more mines, the third's just going to fall again. And, well, okay, speaking of mines, actually, a couple of Ultras starting to irradiate. Okay, starts to transfer the SVs. Oh no, they're stuck because of the turrets. Okay, they figured it out, I think. Oh no, look at this. This is horrible. Oh, they can't get out. Okay, he realizes...
When they're manually sent, they'll actually go, right? But they just can't. They're stuck right now, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and these Ultras show up while all the stuff is stuck in the natural. Those Ultras very low from irradiates, though. So this bio will clean it up pretty easily. Loses a couple more Marines in the process, though.
There we go. There's the huge transfer, and, you know, Exit still has a good amount of SCVs, but that's his only mining situation right there.
Moving across the map. You know, in a sort of perverse way, this might make sense, because there's no way he can fight the Zerg army. Zerg army will destroy him. Just these Ultras alone, almost. But it means that Zerg can't be putting pressure at his third. Well, okay, maybe Zerg is saying, no, you want him to counterattack anyway. We'll see. But it might buy him just that time to get a few more Vultures out, lay mines. We'll see. Where is the Ghost? I want to see the nuke. I guess he's going to go for a nuke on these Sunkens. Oh, both vessels. Where is the Ghost? I'm sure we have one out. But yeah, George is just going for the counterattack. So never mind what I was saying. Yes, he can attack this. But I mean, he's going to lose his main, I think. Depends how many more Ultralists pop out here. Actually, no, there's hardly any bio. You know what? He's not going to lose anything. He just comes back. He's going to crush this army. And Terran not able to lay any mines at this point. I think this might be it. I think... Oh, where is the Ghost? Where is this nuke? Oh, it's already dead. Before I even saw it. It was at the third, but it's got taken instantly. Yeah.
No opportunity to see the nuke.
I think this is the end for Terran. Because he just can't hold this.
That's... I mean, I guess was the nuke... I mean...
If it went down, 100% worth, but it didn't go down. So, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, you nuke that base. That's going to be so much fun.
It's kind of funny, because if he got a nuke at George at 9 o'clock earlier, the game may have looked different, because so much of George's economy depended on 9 o'clock.
Well, if he just laid enough mines, I think, to hold his third as well, he was in a fine position, because Zerg's economy was battered. It's just that there was no way for him to defend there. Oh, sorry if you guys heard my alarm going off. I didn't realize what the sound was.
It sounded like an air raid alarm.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone take cover. You know, the Ultras are coming. Alright, so that means we're going into game 3.
And that means this will be our final game of CPL 6. But don't go away, because after the game's over, we're going to have a wrap-up stream with Snipe. We're going to talk about the most improved players, the results, and all that sort of thing. But first, this game. Okay, in the bottom left, in the blue, we have George winning that last game with strong ultra display.
And the Brown Terran. The Brown Terran. In the bottom left, we have Exit.
So I don't know why he's mentioning Protoss. He was planning to play Protoss for this game, but like he changed his mind.
Most likely a continuation of a pre-game discussion, I'm guessing.
Probably. Okay, so we're going to come across here. Scouting in the right direction already. So it is Silphid. So 2H Muta even stronger on this map. So honestly, I'd be surprised if we saw George deviate from his builds thus far. Because this is probably like one of the best maps for 2H Muta in CPL. Because you have that really annoying cliff next to your not even choke, your not even ramp, your choke that the mutas can really abuse. But we'll see. We might mix it up. You know, funnily enough, 2H Lurk are also probably pretty good here. Because the natural's not that easy to defend. We'll see.
Yeah, I enjoy TVZs a lot on this map. Sort of watching the 2-hatch style play come about. It's interesting to watch it become one of the less standard builds for a while. You know, 3-hatch Spire was more common. To then see it become almost the only thing you saw for a while. And
yeah,
I enjoy it. It's very intense. It's like a knife fight.
Yeah, you know, when
Requires
Remastered came
a lot of
out,
micro.
when Remastered came out, like 100%, it was 3-hatch Muta was the go-to standard build, 100%. But nowadays, no way, not at all. If you go 3-hatch Muta, it's like kind of weird. It's like, oh, you know, you're playing old school or whatever. Okay, well, he was going to put the hatchery down, but he somehow failed. Okay, there we go.
It's interesting because 3-hatch Muta, at a certain point, felt like the timings became so figured out. You know, like everything was so precise. Like the Terrans were getting turrets up.
Oh, this is a drone scout. I was freaking out for a second. He was going to go 3-hatch Pupil, but this is just a drone scout. I'm sorry. But yeah, carry on what you were saying. Wait a minute, what?
No,
don't carry on what you were saying. Hold on. Exit is building 2 barracks in his base.
Okay.
It's not even double 8 racks.
Seen a bunker rush?
11, 12 racks. I mean, I guess you could try a bunker rush with this, but it's going to be a bit too late for that. I think he's going to go gas and go for a stim timing just on one base. I mean, he can start sending Marines across in the other game, that's fine. But that's not ultimately going to be what wins in the game, if anything wins in the game. He's not even sending them across yet. Yeah, we see there's the gas. So he's going to go for a really fast stim timing here. But honestly, I don't like this very much, because how's he going to deny scouting? This Overlord can see there's no CC. And if Zerg knows about it, you just make a few Sunkens and you're good. Like, that's all you have to worry about, really. You can try and tech up on one base and go for like a vessel tank push on one base, but when Zerg opens normally, it's generally not favored. It's usually only good if Zerg went for a 9 pull or something like that. I mean, we'll see. Maybe George doesn't know how to play against this. This is very unorthodox. And look at that, he's blocking scouting already. Oh, poor drone. Oh, it lives.
Isn't that somewhat of a tell? I mean...
Yeah, a little bit.
At what point?
It is certainly a little bit of a tell. I mean, not yet. He doesn't know for sure until like 3:45. He doesn't see a CC. And he's going, Academy already on the way. I know, maybe he can hit before George realizes what's going on.
And I guess there's no possible way for him to scoot bio around that Overlord, right? It's
exactly.
Pretty much...
Well, it's pulling away, though.
It's moving.
Oh, no. George might not realize. Okay, he does get a colony right away, though, so he must have some idea. We'll see how many he gets. I wonder how much value there is for going straight for drop with this. Probably not that much.
I guess it would delay it so much.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, the rush distance is going to be so short, even if they have the Overlord there. I mean, would it be another 10 seconds? It's barely enough time to throw down a Sunken if he's going totally blind.
This Overlord. I don't know. I think if you stim, it probably takes like 20 seconds to get across. I'm not sure. I guess we can count in a minute. But look, he's already almost ready. This is so fast. There's only one Sunken there. You know what? Exit might actually take it with this if George doesn't react and add more Lings or more Sunkens. If you have like 12 Lings with this, fine. If you have a second Sunken, I would say fine. But time is running out. He's getting Burrow right now. I'm not really sure what the idea is with that. And the Spider...
No, he's going the wrong way.
Are you kidding me? He didn't scout? Did Exit not scout at all? Oh no, that's a critical mistake. That's really buying the time George needs. But then again, if he kind of just comes around sneakily. Oh, yeah, that's what he's doing. He wants to make sure George doesn't see where he's coming from. Ooh, that is sneaky as hell. And look at this. This Ling even coming across the map looking for this. It's going to see a medic, which is suspicious enough, but it doesn't see the main force. Still only one sunk. Exit scans. He sees blood in the water. He's going to stim forward here. Oh no, the second sunk going down, but it's not enough time. Zerg realizes he's in trouble, but there's no time for this now. Only one sunk going to fall very quickly. The drones have to fight. Well, the sunk goes down.
These drones are going to get right on top. The medics are arriving just in time.
Yeah, they didn't
All
do
of the
anything.
drones gone in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, okay, the Terran's still on one base though, so it's not necessarily over, but he's coming into this main here. GG, George realizes he can't hold his drones. That means that Exit will take it 2-1. Alright, and that will finish CPL 6. What an excellent win by IKEA. They absolutely destroyed that matchup. And like I was saying, we will be going into a bit of a wrap-up cast from now, so don't leave. We'll just get sniping here in a minute. Thank you for joining me for casting Gorgonov. That was some excellent games, don't you agree?
Yeah, very fun to watch. Appreciated seeing everyone. Good to cast Crane's games, George, seeing some of the old timers, and congratulations, Team IKEA. Thanks everyone who, I guess I'll be leaving, so this will be my goodbye, but thanks everyone for putting in the work. There's a lot of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, a lot of hard work to make this a really fun, great thing. It's been around the league for a while. It's such a great thing, and it's an amazing, amazing league.
All right,
So
thank you,
thanks for
Gorgonov.
playing, and thanks for casting with me, Niblime. It was a
No
pleasure,
worries.
as always.
Absolutely. Alright, hello Snipe. What did you think of that result? I can't believe that IKEA came back after being the underdog in the regular season.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. First of all, thanks to Gorgonoth for that great casting, and of course Niblime. Yeah, no, that was crazy. Every single team in the playoffs that was the underdog won. Every single week. Every single match in the
Wow,
playoffs. Can you
That's
believe that?
amazing.
It was like complete opposite of regular season. But no, definitely a big congratulations to Team IKEA Build Orders, which does have Master Ray on their coaching team, who has now won 3 straight seasons. I
Damn.
don't know if anyone can stop them.
Damn, that is strong. Alright, I'd
That is
like
strong.
to give a special thank you to all our team admins who organised uploading the replays and things like that. This was the best season yet for uploading of replays. I have to say, everyone did a really great job. Although, you know, I have to point out, no Samyang Fire, best season for uploading replays. That's not a coincidence.
That's why, for sure. No Samyang Fire this season. I mean, half of Samyang Fire was kind of still together in Team Rats, but I think, you know, Sate Zero was on top of making sure their team got those replays in.
Alright, let's talk about the most improved players for each team. Because I believe
Yeah.
that has been decided, has it not?
Yes, it has. All the teams get to send in, you know, a couple players every season, so might as well go through them. I guess we'll start with this season's winner, Team IKEA, right? Might as well.
Absolutely. The champions, yes.
Did you say you had an overlay for this or not really?
I do not.
I know you're talking about it. Okay. I wasn't sure if you made one. I didn't think
No,
you
I
really had
didn't.
time to make one. But
No, that's okay. We'll just read them out.
yeah, so I guess for Team IKEA, we have a Tier 3 Zerg player in Senderzy. Senderzy?
Oh, it's Senderzy.
Hopefully
I've
it's
been saying
that.
Kenderzy this whole time. Damn.
I don't know. I could be wrong. You could be right. And also another Tier 3 Protoss in Flipendo.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. Those T3s have the most potential for improvement. But yeah, we definitely saw Kenderzi's excellent play, not yesterday, but a couple of days ago. You know, and everyone contributed to the victory of IKEA, so it makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, so for Mech and Cheese, moving forward, we have someone who actually managed to promote to Tier 2. We have the Terran player Dragonzord, was one of their most improved. And of course the Protoss player Yenta. He's been around in CPL for a while, and he's always been a pretty strong player, but he actually switched from Zerg. So he had a lot of learning to do, but he's done very well as Protoss.
Yeah, but I guess he did, you know, become the most improved. I did try and get him to actually play Zerg again this season, partially because we had so few Zergs in Tier 1 for whatever, or Tier 0 and Tier 1 for whatever reason this season.
Yeah.
Jojo actually wanted to play Protoss as well, but I managed to convince him to keep playing Zerg, just so we had a little bit more diversity. Otherwise, it would have been all Protoss and Terran in Tier 0. But,
Yeah, absolutely. That would have been interesting. All the TBTs and PvPs for days.
yeah, exactly. All right, so moving on. Third team we have is Rats. So another player who got promoted. They actually, both their players got promoted. We have Magic Bullet, who went from Tier 3 to Tier 2. Terran player. I believe he was in the chat watching these games, so shout out to him there.
Nice.
And then, of course, tier 2 to tier 1, we had a Zerg player in Hazely Nut.
Yeah, she's come a long way because I remember she was
Yeah.
playing in RSL before, but that's not going to happen now. Like tier 1 players, RSL, I don't think so. Definitely way too good for that now.
Yeah, I've had a few games against her. She plays fairly strong. Like, I've had some longer games against her. I don't think I've dropped any, but she's definitely getting stronger and improving. I've seen the improvement in her, so I definitely agree with that.
Alright, moving on to SKT4. For tier 3, we have the Zerg player Attentat, and another Zerg player, we have Hungs as well in tier 2 as their most improved. I mean, it's a shame for SKT4 that they didn't make it to the finals, so I feel like they played strongly the entire season.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for me too. Could have called it the Corrupt People's League or whatever, because that was my team. We were doing really well, but
of course, yeah.
just
Well,
couldn't pull it out in the
You
playoffs.
just modified the scores. Like, what do you mean we lost 12-11? No, other way around, for sure.
Yeah, we definitely won.
Well, that's right.
No corruption going on here.
As we can see, learning definitely happened. Alright, so to the runner-ups now. You want to read out the Amigos?
Yeah, so Amigos, we have a tier 2 Zerg player in Balance, and then a player that got promoted from tier 3 to tier 2 in Gerthang, who is also Tim's brother, if you didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, S-rank when? Like, come on, how is he not S-rank already? But honestly, I watched Gerthang play in tier 2, and I actually was kind of questioning, like, shouldn't this guy be in tier 1 at some points? So he's looking really good, of course. And definitely Balance playing very well too.
Makes sense. Maybe he got a lot of coaching from his brother then.
I mean, I imagine Tim just standing behind his soldier. Actually, you know what happens? When it's time for his match, Tim just takes over.
Yeah, that could be.
Just
Gotta
tag me
get
out,
that,
bro. Yeah.
CPL fame, right?
Yeah, exactly. Alright, now on to obviously the best team, as everyone knows, the Rhynodon's Revenge. For tier 2, we had Rubarks, the most improved. Another player who's been around for quite a while in CPL, but really finding his groove now, making steady improvement for sure. And Cake Sauce also in tier 2. I would say Cake Sauce got some very good results this season, winning quite a lot of games for our team.
Oh, well, that's good. Is any shocker that it was 2 Terrans on your team most improved? You got such a good coach as not Lemon on the team, or what?
Well, I have to confess, those 2 players I didn't end up helping at all. I just didn't have the opportunity. I guess I helped Cake Sauce a tiny bit, but yeah.
So is it just because Terran's good or something, or I don't know?
I'm not going to give you anything, all right, Snipe. You can think what you think. All right,
All
so
right.
tell me what everyone really wants to know. When is CPL 7?
Never. I
Never?
mean, 2077, something like that. Is that the meme? No.
Don't keep the poor people in suspense. You're killing them.
No. Yeah. We're hoping to get it underway. Sign-ups underway, either like kind of end of May, early June type area. So of course there'll be an announcement. Look out for that.
Yep, if you stay in the Discord and make sure you are ready for that everyone that's going to come down. But in the meantime, there's plenty for you to do. Obviously, RSL is in full swing. The next BSL is going to start soon as well if you're a bit more advanced.
It has already
RSL.
started, actually.
Oh, is it too late or can you still get in?
You can still get in. It's just the ladder stage that's
Right.
going on.
Well, there you go. If you want to get into BSL, like I would recommend BSL to like tier 1 0 players and be RSL for tier 3 2 players. Then now is the time. You get in there, make your ladder account. And of course, we have all sorts of other things going on, as detailed in the video that Strom produced for us. So I'm going to link it in the chat now. So if you're wondering what you're going to do until CPL 7, just go check out that video. It has everything you need. Anything else between now and CPL 7, Snipe? Did I forget anything?
There's potentially a CPL Star League. I don't know
Ooh.
where that sits right now.
That sounds fancy. Would it be tier divided or just anyone?
Again, I don't know. Like, it's actually not any of the staff that are running it. If that happens, we got a couple of volunteers.
Cool.
If that's happening, I don't want to promise anything because I don't know if they're still planning on doing it or not. But you know, a lot of people said they'd be interested in participating in it on that survey, the CPL survey. For those who filled it up, big thank you and shout out to everyone who did fill that out.
Absolutely.
We got over 100 responses on there, so very good. A lot of good, important information.
Now that CPL is over, it's a good time if you want to put any feedback in the feedback channel on our Discord, things you like, things you didn't like, what we can do better. Now is definitely the time. Alright, I would like to give some more thank yous. I know I singled out the team admins already, but obviously there's our staff, like the hardworking Snipe. Let me just give him a clap. Excellent job, Snipe. I DM him at all hours of the day just to annoy him, and he somehow hasn't banned me from CPL yet. He makes it all happen. Of course, we have all our other staff members who do everything behind the scenes. always working away, and God, entering all the scores alone. I'm glad I don't have to take part in that. Just so you guys on stream know, I like basically do the least work out of all the CPL stuff. I just get to enjoy the cast. I'm like, oh, State Zero, can you give me the replays and like change the stream title? I'll just do the fun bit. That's basically me. And let's not forget, of course, all our wonderful coaches who volunteered their time for free. Some really excellent players we have in CPL. Really taking our players to the next level. And as we've seen, IKEA able to come through, I think, on the strength of their coaching, because I know Master Ray spent a lot of time like doing like group coaching sessions, and it really paid off.
Yeah, you could watch their team. Like the beginning of the season, they didn't do so well, and every week it's like they just got a little bit better and better until finally they lost one week by like, one game, and they won the next week by one game, and then they just
it
went
just
through
accelerated
the playoffs,
from there, and here they are in the finals. What was the final score again? 16-5. That is an absolute slaughter. I'm sorry, Amigos, but damn, they crushed them.
Yeah, and Amigos were second last, like literally every team.
Yeah,
every underdog won in playoffs. That's so crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the curse continues. It seems like you do well in regular season, you don't do so well in playoffs.
Absolutely.
Not since CPL 1 has the team that won regular season won playoffs.
Yeah.
And that was Dragon Herb. So there you go.
And now Drag is sadly no more for CPL CPL coaching rather. Alright, let's not forget to thank the casters as well. All the community casters that helped out this season. Thank you so much. You made our job so much easier. And of course all the official casters as well, doing a great job. I know some people did a lot more work than they should have, so shout outs to those people, mostly State Zero and Cold Warp Gates. Just doing a ridiculous amount for CPL. I don't know how to put it into words, making it all happen. And of course, let's not forget the players themselves. Thanks for taking part, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And I think that's it for us. Snipe?
Yeah, just a big shout out to every one of the staff that helped out, Specialist as well, and Queen for running the King of the Tiers tournaments. Always good time. And Strom Carlin, I don't think we mentioned her. A ton of help making teams, getting them together, getting the season going. Of course, Not Lemon, the Blime casting coordinator, Camo Daz, State Zero, all the casting coordinators, all the staff, and of course all the players and everyone who loves watching and following and supporting CPL. So,
alright, thanks again everyone for an excellent season, the biggest one yet. Let's make the next one even better. Alright, that's gonna be it for the stream today. Good night, everybody.
good night.